Welcome back to the Free Fire USA Championship 2025. It's week 3 and final group stage showdown before the knockouts. And with A taking on D and B clashing with C, every point, every fight, every booyah matters more than ever.
Let's check out some of the highlights. The annihilation. Riptide Rhythm breaks down the defense's Brew. Still up on his feet. Put it not able to get him with the M590. Turns the corner. And what a nade out of Darius. Just throwing in there the deep freeze, the lethals, all getting the job done. DR gets tagged up. Put in looking for that finisher. And it looks like T-Rex will be able to annihilate 5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, they smell what T-Rex has been cooking at that point, and there's no surviving. Now, let's see if they can survive not only the wrath of T-Rex, but also the lightning zone. There goes Darius. Winchester shot against Rytex. I guess he celebrated a little bit too early and didn't focus on how they get into next phase. Now, Numbers right now in
GG,
trouble as the hunters, as the predators are on the road.
Great response by Gregor here, but the instantaneous pickup from Darius and the M79 just to torture Gregor even further. How dare you shoot at my teammate, he says. And player JK gets the final blue zone as well as they move on in. Oh, this skin again. I tell you. There's nothing worse, bro. If you get, nightmares indeed. And there's nothing. Darky, though. He's made his way back. Novatos just jumped right above X-King and took the fight straight to Red Eagles. And Exato's still alive. Red King doesn't need to do anything at all. He just needs to play his timing perfectly here. Kakaroto with the M79 finds Habituela as well. And Red Eye's about to tank a massive blow here by Novatos. 20 eliminations already circling around. Buscaminero just tagging up those glue walls. Turns around. And even XBs could not get through him. Kakaroto again strikes with the grenade launcher. Final survivor on the side of Red Eagles about to be flattened, but there's no way Anexado steals away the bull.
How much coin does SNPT get in each lobby? Enough and even more.
They get enough. Enough to play the revives, but can they get enough to move far into the top 12 and stay there? SNPT still in the relegation zone, not too far down the bottom, but far enough for me to be worried about some sloppy plays. But Supremo keeping the squad
out. And PvP didn't see that coming. Now, for Colada, the only remaining, trying to hide out in the edge of the circle. And I'm not quite sure how this is working, because only a few bunch of grass that he is hiding out from, but he still managed to survive.
Bro, you can even hide in the desert if you've got the right camo, bro. So Bulacan M590. Oh, look at him just mow through the players. Put it down on the ground. 5 stars. Don't stand a chance up. Everything gets real from here. The FFUSC winter is heating up.
Face this alone. Keep my head up and breathing low. Got my heart with the ones I know, yeah. Cause I got the bass turned up loud. And the best that I know around. Fire that we can't live without, yeah. I can't lie, I'm burning white from my own mind. Need you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not seeing light. And if I'm right, I've seen the sign. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. I can see nothing in our way when we're catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the. My brothers do the right thing, tapping on the floor. I can't lie, I'm burning white, but my own mind needs you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not seeing light. And if I'm right, I've seen the stars. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. When I'm catching on fire. the start, yeah. But I'm feeling the fire up in my heart. Don't you think that we're ready for another part? Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. But I'm feeling the fire up in my heart. Don't you think that we're ready for another part? Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. And I'm feeling the feeling, the feeling, that I'm feeling the catching on fire. When we're both here together today, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame. And
Okay guys, we did it. Now it's time to break into the Telosium generator room.
Telosium, huh? The powerful and unstable energy we need.
I must say, seems like a trap.
Not just seems. Definitely is.
And we're going in like this?
Of course. We need energy.
And I'm not in the mood to recharge in an outlet.
Well done. Was easier than we thought.
Every time you open your mouth, something bad happens.
Ouch. That hurt. But remember, this mouth is ours. Do you know who the cowboy is?
Not a clue.
In any case, we agree that he deserves our best treatment, right?
My friend, we'll have to agree. You gave us the best gift of all!
Let me guess. Another night of bad dreams?
Worse. Bad memories.
Steffi, my girl, what can I get you?
I'll have the same as he has. Are you alone?
Waiting for someone.
Never saw tech like this before. It must have been expensive.
Let's say I'm still paying for it.
My guys are here. Maybe you can tell me more about it later.
Leave him. He isn't a Mamba anymore.
What are you looking at, you freak?
Chill out, Alvaro. We're not here for trouble.
You know what? I might want some trouble. Is that all? A bad penny always turns up. Shrouds have no pockets. Hi, Sonia.
Orion, you were supposed to go back. Leave this place right now.
Sorry for the mess. Keep the change.
Just refresh my mind. Why should I get in the middle of this mess?
You owe us a favor.
It seems more like a never-ending debt with the Mambas. By the way, you're looking terrible.
We're fine compared to the rest of the platoon. We need to know who this guy is.
All right, better get started.
them on the prize. Cause when I take a look over my life, it always go left, it never go right. You stole Lupe.
Lupe?
For you, stupid, it's Guadalupe. Lupe! What'd they do to you, girl? Shh. Huh?
Darn right. And a traitor doesn't deserve such a pretty face.
Whatever. Just shut it.
Why? You're not enjoying a little tete-a-tete?
Who's the pretty face now? Hey, you! You stole Guadalupe! Get a real girlfriend, dumbass! Not a real... screw you! I had to sprint all over town for my deliveries. I'm no thief. I just borrowed your ride for a job!
Steal this white whale van and I'll give you twice as much.
Why are you here? Funny you'd ask. Sorry, miss. Someone just stole my Lupe and I had to sprint all over town.
Yeah. Noodles won't get you out of the city, you know. If you want real cash, work for me. I know a loser could use some help.
A loser? Come on, can't you stop wasting your life with these dirty jobs? When you stop acting like your crooked dad! He was your father too, Tatsuya. Oh, was he?
The Garcia brothers. What are you doing here, kiddos?
Well, my brother here was about... Shut up, man.
Shiro, Tatsuya, you don't have to take your father's path.
It's all here.
Okay, good job. Send it to HQ. You are at a crime scene, kiddos. I'm afraid I have to detain you.
No! It's my fault, Mr. Mark. My bike was stolen, so I...
Couldn't you just call us, Shiro? Be smarter than that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, we're good?
Good wouldn't begin to describe the electric atmosphere here for the prison tower grand opening. The building will finally open its doors to the lucky ones.
What? I was defending you. Great job, noodle guy. At least we're not involved in that gal's mess anymore. Explosives? Thanks, but no hey!
Where's my cargo?
Ooh, no fireworks for you. The warder's got it.
I came here through the evidence room. Nothing else than an ugly bike.
Hey! Lupe is not...
What are you saying?
If that Moby Dick truck is not here, it's been taken.
Moby Dick?
Wait, you think that the whales...
Have a mole here? Yep.
That still doesn't tell us where...
The best catering companies are ready to serve delicious food for the most important...
Okay. My guys will take it from here. Stay away from that tower, losers. Mwah!
Losers. Guess what I'm thinking?
Saving the day with your fave bro to clean the Garcia's name and...
Borrow a swank car from some drunk rich people and scram.
Man, rich people can't hold their liquor. Eesh.
Okay, let's beat it.
Beat it? With all these people in the building?
That is the idea. Yes.
Mr. Mark, sir, it's great you're here.
He's the crook, stupid.
Crook? No. I'm a supplier. I bring chaos, and then I provide order. Full circle, see?
We won't let you do this!
Your father said the same.
Keep my friends close, but my enemies close.
Thought we were family, but now I see that I can't trust nobody in this world. And his name is I get nowhere. My life ain't safe, and every time I gotta go get this money. You wanna go get high, but I wanna see you try. And I lost focus, but now I'm back. Gotta tell the others, my heart is racing, it's like music.
I used a pocket knife just like this one on your Snoopy dad. Full circle indeed. Your whole family are bad apples after all. Huh?
Supplier! How'd you like them apples? What was... Did you just drop our only evidence? You're welcome.
You two stuck in following orders, but I guess Losers was a bit hard. Need a ride?
Thanks, miss, but I think my bro and I need to... Tatsuya? Tatsuya?
देखे कौन जीते कौन है आगे पीछे हम तो हार से सीख के खेल में बन गए चीते आसमां में उड़ गए दुश्मन रह गए नीचे बुरे के साथ चले तो मिलते फिर बुरे नतीजे अरे गिर कर रहे सीज फायर मत्थे पे देंगे शॉट फायर कैलिबर खाली दे एडमायर खाली बिली बैठे नहीं बनते ने लड़के होते इंस्पायर चेक कर डेट तेरे निकलेगा एक्सपायर चिल करे गैंग रूल करे पूरा एम्पायर डेडिकेटेड रहा तभी लेविटेड इन दिस गेम हाथों में आई है विन विन बोना भी रहे हैं दिन गिन उत्तर से लेके पश्चिम पूरा से स्क्वाड पहुंची है दक्षिण हर जगह मचेगा शोर हमसे भिड़ेगा बचेगा कौन जोन में खड़े अलोन गैंग मेरी बहुत हार्ड ना क्लोन यहाँ हम हुए पसीने में तर बतर एनिमीज चले छुपे किधर हार की वजह है इनका डर हम तो जीत के जाएंगे अपने घर ना करो चिंता रखो सबर छोड़ी ना हमने भी कोई कसर अपनी भी अलग ही वाइब है निकला सफर में सकता है गोल खुशी हम बांटे सोल टू सोल रुक भी नहीं सकते ये लंबी दौड़ मेरे लोग साथ मेरे मुश्किल मोड़ कहते हैं ओजी इन दिस गेम विक्ट्री के साथ सारे करे सेलिब्रेट विक्ट्री के साथ सारे करे सेलिब्रेट आसमां में उड़ गए दुश्मन रह गए नीचे बुरे के साथ चले तो मिलते फिर बुरे नतीजे निकला सफर में सबका है गोल खुशी हम बांटे सोल टू सोल रुक भी नहीं सकते ये लंबी दौड़ मेरे लोग साथ मेरे मुश्किल मोड़ कहते हैं ओजी इन दिस गेम विक्ट्री के साथ सारे करे सेलिब्रेट
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is the Free Fire USA Championship 2025 Winter Edition. This is the last day of the group stage, and by the end of the day, we are going to find our top 18. This is the time for the team to hustle for the final 3 games of today. On the desk, I am Neptune the Gentleman Garcia, joined by my brother, the Mustachio AJ, and we will be your caster all throughout the tournament.
It is a good day. It's a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day for a little bit more Free Fire action. And I would like to emphasize a little bit more. It's the final day for the group stage, like you said, Neptune. 3 more opportunities, and the cutoff is that 18th spot. 19th onwards, you do not make the cut. The knockout stage does not give many teams an opportunity, and down at the bottom, there are some who still have a chance, even though there are only 3 more opportunities left.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at the numbers right here, the difference is not that far, though, but they need to hustle from the first game towards the third. Reason why we're saying third, yes, we have 6 matches per day, but we have our groupings that is dividing the teams right here, the matches right here. And this is the final chance of those teams that needs those numbers.
Absolutely. And Chicago team onwards, I think, from the 22nd spot to the 24th, Chicago team, Pirate 7 as well as TTK, we kind of determined this yesterday. It's going to be difficult for them to find some sort of a miraculous play, right? Because looking at the stats, looking at their journey so far, for them to walk away with a minimum of 12 and above points each and every single game has been a challenge for these squads. Yes, once in a while, they've managed to walk away with a decent average game, but we haven't seen anything fantastic from them. No sparks of brilliance. But Red Eagle ACD is not too far away, right? Still a difficult task, but perhaps achievable. We will look at the overall leaderboard in a little bit. Just kind of keep these names in your mind, right? You've got Flex, you've got Cuba Libre, and of course the teams who are already in the top 18 but still towards the bottom, teams like Los Cubanos, PvP, Galaxy Gaming. These are the teams who are definitely going to be in our conversation a lot today, because the teams who are way up at the top there, they literally have nothing to worry about. In fact, they can sleep on us today and they'll still make it through.
Well, let's see though if they are going to sleep or they are still going to be the Predators, because right here we have the schedule, and so far for the first 2 weeks they have been roaming. Yesterday they continue all those hunt, and now for the last day, the 14th of December of the group stage, this is where we are going to see who's going to get over to the knockout stage. 2 weeks only on the knockout stage, 4 days specifically, before we head into the grand finals, and that's where we find our top 12.
Absolutely. But of course, the difference is in the knockout stage, you only have 3 groups, right? Because you only have a total of 18 teams. This will be played just between these 3 groups. Each group will have 6 teams as usual. And at the end of that knockout stage, at the end of the 2 weeks, we will take the top 12 teams and send them into the grand finals, which happens on the 4th of January. Exciting stuff. Looking forward to it, because there's so much of quality in the competition here, Neptune, and these are the teams who are still growing. And for growing teams, we have got something that will help them take a few extra steps in their journey of becoming a legitimate esports squad in the world of Free Fire esports. From 10 to 12, you still do walk away with something in your hand. So it's absolutely crucial to make your way into the grand finals.
Yeah, definitely. And this is one thing that everyone would be aiming for, that champion of this, to be able to get that 10,000 US dollars. Like, again, we talk about this day after day. We're in, like, playing video games at home for now.
For now.
And you are still rocking that board, being consistent in the top, gives you that much, USDs, that much cash on your pocket right now. And one thing that they need to worry about or work on is their points, like where they are in the competition. If they get those Booyah, they get their 12 points, and then as you go down to the second, it goes down by 1 up until the 10th, and unfortunately, the 11 and 12 will not be getting any of the placement points, so hopefully they can top it up with elimination.
Yeah, and this is a place where not many teams are proficient at, right? And when I say not proficient, I mean picking up that booyah, that number one spot. Yes, it's just 12 points, but even yesterday at the Free Fire Max Asia Invitational, what we saw was if you don't have a booyah at a crucial moment, it is going to be very painful. And if you look at the overall standings, only one team is comfortable in confirming those booyahs for themselves each and every single time they go out there looking for it, and that's T-Rex. 8 booyahs so far in the competition from the total of 15 games played.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is amazing the champions are still rocking it. I mean, they don't want to lose out on a lot of those engagement. They don't want to lose out on all of those points as well. But looking at how Zeus Esports is doing in terms of, I would say, tenacity as well as putting in the fight on them, they are the ones who fought so much of those fights. And one of those, all of those fights, like even exceeding the double century mark in terms of just the elimination. But focusing on the right-hand side is where most of the teams really need to hustle. And we were talking about this earlier. We're in Galaxy Gaming, like Flex, Red Eagle, Chicago Team, Pirates, as well as CTK. Like from the 19th to 22nd, these are, I would say, achievable at some point, but that would need the ones above them will not be performing. So that's a lot of hopes for another person, not yourself.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely right. And you're looking at insane possibilities out there, which might just be possible by the end of the day. Look at Red Eagle ACD. They had 85 points. To reach Galaxy Gaming, it's not going to be a very difficult thing. But once again, like you pointed out rightfully, Galaxy Gaming cannot take points away. And we only have 3 games for them to do this. So each and every single match needs to be fairly good, fairly consistent all throughout the day in order for them to be able to achieve something like that. Of course, Galaxy Gaming is one step closer to the side of Cuba Libre. One game where they don't even try, they should be able to get into the top 18. And Cuba Libre has been a little up and down. Of course, a little bit more towards the up in comparison to the down in the past couple of days, which you gotta love, man. Cuba Libre just showing us they all are throwing in that hustle to make the qualifier into the knockout stage.
Well, speaking of hustle, these are the hustle that the teams will be going through because we have day number 1 started from yesterday, and we can see that the first half will be taken already out of these groupings. So Bermuda, Solara, and Xterra for, I would say, for the groups B and C has already been taken. So as we jump into day number 2, it continues on to Kalahari, Purgatory, and Alpine. Now I'm looking at this graphics, reminding me on how the teams has traveled, and I guess it completes the mix. Like from left to right, day 1 to day 2, that's how the teams are going to play and the maps that they are playing in.
Absolutely. So we start things off today with groups B and C, Kalahari, Purgatory, Alpine, whereas groups A and D will complete their rotation of maps of Bermuda, Solara, Nextera in the final 3 games of the day. Each of these groups will only have, again, 3 games to play, which means opportunities are not littered all around. They are fairly limited, and you got to find some sort of miraculous survival play into the final circle, pick up massive numbers of eliminations just so that you can guarantee yourself those points. In fact, I'm looking at an average of 15 points per game for the teams who are in that 19th and the 20th spot, right? We're talking for Galaxy Gaming and Flex. If they can pull away a consistent 15-pointer game in the final 3 maps that they are going to play here, maybe they stand a chance of breaking through.
Yeah, maybe. Now, let's see this. There's a lot of tough contenders right here that they need to go over or go through before they can break through and get that 18th spot. But as we look in, take a review of what happened from yesterday, first 3 maps, Shinigami's really rocked that Bermuda. I mean, they tried to do it in Solara and Nextera as well, but unfortunately, it's just Novados who was just waiting on them, like eating everyone up like chips. And just in perfect timing, they managed to get a double booyah, back-to-back booyah. So let's see if they can do it again, or probably some other teams might take over.
Chicago Team, one of the underdogs in the competition that we have been banking on just growing in the fight itself within the group stage and perhaps making it up to the top. But they've had their own challenges. We hope to see them again in the future, much stronger than this. But of course, if by some miracle in the final 3 games, if they can show up strong, we will welcome it with open arms. Galaxy Gaming, the team that is waiting to break into the top 18, just 5 points behind Cuba Libre, who is in that 18th spot, obviously is going to be on that hustle game today as well. Shinigamis, nothing much to worry about, right? Alongside Anexados, I think these boys have done enough to stay in the competition, at least for the knockout stage. And then, of course, they'll have to restart everything a little bit later on. I would have to say the same goes for E7 Empire as well as 787 Esport.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we have seen and really expecting from the teams right here. But Group B is just a team, I would say that Group B is a team that has great potential in this, but as they go in against a Group C, that's where we see all that fire. Now, we did mention about Novatos right here with the back-to-back Booyah from yesterday, but we also have Rosario Central. Not quite sure what's happening with them, but I guess the comfortability of being in the top already is not forcing them to put up that much of a fight. For Fox Gaming, though, we've seen like glimpse of, I would say, fire on their gameplay yesterday, though. It seems like they were missing on a lot, so I'm not quite sure what's happening there as well. But I guess pretty much the same story with Rosario Central.
Yeah, Red Eagles, the only one from Group C who's currently not in the top 18. And if you look at Cole Esports, they're dangerously close. I mean, okay, I wouldn't say dangerously close to the bottom. I think that'll be over-exaggerating. I think Cole Esports is safe. The only team out of Group C that has to really watch their backs and get to that final circle without faltering today is Red Eagle ACD. Is there a possibility for them to jump into the top 18? Yes, there most definitely is. But it's hustle, hustle, hustle all the way from this Kalahari map in Game 4 down to the very final one that we will play in a little bit. I believe this is going to be a explosive start to the day, Neptune. I expect teams to come out of the gates burst in here looking for some hungry points.
Let's see if they can get it. But right now, the flight is here, and the teams will be dropping. Now, let's see where they will be landing right now, as the flight path would be coming in from left to right. And we are seeing some of them already about to go in a hot drop, especially for those who are aiming the middle. Now, we have Red Eagles ACD right now on Refinery. Cold still in the air, but from their trajectory, they might be meeting a lot of teams right here. Probably Blue and probably Chicago team as well. So hopefully that's not the case, especially for Chicago team. They need a lot of points, but for Rosario Central, they might be in an early fight, and Cold might be the first one in the drop.
Rosario Central is the underdog squad that I would say is surviving at the top of the leaderboard. How can you be an underdog but be at the top of the leaderboard? Because they are horrible when it comes to playing those placement points when you compare them up against some of these bigger squads, right? They've only got 1 Booyah to their name so far. And, you know, this is going to be a problem when we get into Champion Rush later on, Neptune. If you're not able to get the Booyah, you cannot call yourself champion.
Well, let's see. I mean, Cold right now slowly going down, and Rosario Central not skipping a beat. It is into who went into it quite deep. And there you have it, 4 eliminations already in this game. Fox Gaming, on the other hand, though they lost 2 players, we did mention that they have that fire in them that can bring this fight to anyone who drops against them. Now, Chicago team going against a team that I don't think would be easy for Chicago, and they will be part of the first few teams that will be taken out.
Rosario Central, definitely a strong squad when it comes to the engagements. Cannot say the same when it comes for their placement points. Chicago team, the underdogs we were hoping to see more of, will make that exit very early as well alongside Cole. To no fault of theirs, obviously getting caught in a very sticky situation earlier on. Fox Gaming in a similar sort of a dicey situation. Otaku will have to face up against 2 players. Doris doesn't give him a chance at all, especially with the time turner attack.
Well, time turner attack. Let's see if they can put more on this. Now, Shinigami's, well, from yesterday's game, Shinigami has been explosive, and I guess there is no slowing down. That would be the problem for the other teams who are at bottom. Now, That's one team is Red Eagle and through nation already, which is great. But what's not great is for Galaxy Gaming because they are also in contention. So I guess Red Eagle just wants to take that spot against them and then move a little bit closer onto that 18th spot. Will they be able to do it? Will they be able to make it work? Because from last time we saw them, yes, they can bring the fight in the early game, but couldn't survive much longer. But there you have it, another point to complete the 4. And I guess a revive has been done by Galaxy Gaming.
Habichuela, a sliver of health left on him. Nothing much for them to worry about. But Galaxy Gaming, a lot to worry about. 300 coins. Thank goodness there's a coin machine there. He should be able to bring one team member back before he continues on hunting for more money out there on the battlefield. Galaxy Gaming on the verge of not being allowed anywhere near the top 18. They cannot allow themselves to falter. Obviously, Flex will not be giving up any one of those opportunities later when Group D jumps into the fray as well. Red Eagle ACD is still alive and kicking. We just saw how Habichuela got into an engagement and got away. So, yeah, Galaxy, definitely not the time to be dropping the ball.
Well, let's see though. I mean, if they drop the ball, that would be the problem that they don't want to happen. That would be a big bang that would be happening right here. And it's not a big bang that it is creation. It's the destruction of those teams. Now, Anexados, a team that started the week off, or the group stage off, quite well. But every time they go in different groups, it seems like they are slowing down even further. Palmer!
Oh my!
Great Valiant Dash, but not great on a turnaround. And it is just Red Eagles also helping them go for those takedowns. So I guess they really are farming points right now.
Yeah, Reyes and Veneking setting up the flank. Firing down on Peli Rojo from afar. Managing to get that knock. Red Eagles, one of the teams that we talked about. Hustling for those points. Galaxy Gaming better step it up, man. Red Eagle not too far away from them. And looking at how deadly they are with those snipers in hand. Fishing from far away. This looks like it's going to be a hearty meal for the squad. Now Galaxy Gaming, Gui Gui, opportunity here. He's got the hook gun in hand. Mag 7 as well. Great shotgun. Can't find the player though.
Oh, let's see though. Red Eagle already into the mix in Foundation. Reyes, though, on Overwatch. I guess with the Lightning Zone as well, they will be helped out that much. Now, eight teams remaining in this fight. Red Eagle are the ones leading the board. Now, let's see if they can continue
My
on.
goodness.
For Galaxy Gaming, after Gui Gui managed to revive at least one of their teammates, they are just on a marathon of revival. Not even a full squad being brought back.
Anexados. They are a well-balanced team. Just a single booyah to their name so far. But when it comes to the placements as well as eliminations, they always have a 50-50 focus. Not great to get them to the top of the leaderboard, but more than enough to keep them surviving in the competition. And Peli Rojo can't seem to catch a break. Just caught by squad after squad being fired upon, and Anexados this time claims a point off of him after Red Eagles put him out of the equation earlier.
Well, let's see though. There's still a lot of teams in this fight. E7 Empire though. Empire is about to fall if in case they will be spotted by a couple of Galaxy Gaming players right here. So the aim would be for the vending machine, but it is being guarded right now. And well, not the vending machine. It's the coins first before the vending machine because this guy's broke. And well, he's just watching everything in HD right now as the rest of the teams will just be spectating him, giving him probably some tips on how to get away from the couple of Galaxy Gaming players right here.
Now, good reposition here for Jeff, but obviously Galaxy Gaming will pull in the revive first, still on the recovery game. But Spolhan as well as Gui Gui Bot need to stick together as they circle around. They cannot miss this opportunity to claim another point off of the competition now.
Fortunately, couldn't fight back, even Drogon. And I thought that was like a slow chase. Jeff would be able to move away and then get back in or get in on the revive. But again, the guy is broke, not so much that he can do about it. And, well, Galaxy Gaming back on their feet. Now, the only question, though, is how are the rest of E7 Empire doing? The final player, where is he? Will there be a chance for him to go in for revive? But before we head there, let's take a look at the burning Red Eagle ACD. They are on fire, not even leaving this platform because of how they manage the other team from the other side. That one contender, though, would be Blue, and it has sights on them.
Red Eagle ACD, we talk about them currently in the bottom 6 and how they need to fire themselves up to find the qualifier in the top 18. And they're literally on fire right now. Most eliminations on the battlefield. Perhaps looking for those deeper circles, but they have to be careful. This is a lethal lobby. You're not even in the 10-minute mark just yet. 8 more squads still alive and kicking. And this is going to be dicey. E7 again, losing yet another player on their side. Shinigamis, this time the Predators. But, you know, even if E7 does crumble, the Empire does not fall. Maybe one wall falls, right? Because E7 has already made their way up into the top 12, not just even the top 18. They should be able to survive these next 3 games, even if they don't do much. Pelirojo, final opportunity, and bye-bye. They say Red Eagles on a fine run here as they look for the qualifier into the top 18.
Yeah, and Duck was just watching that from the other side. I mean, he saw Pelirojo in there, move in on the zip line, and then he went back, and that was happening. Caught in HD as Blue right now, well, in trouble because they have been spotted already. Knockdown has been done onto Ben, and let's see if he'll be able to get away with the rest of the team, or probably just wait for next phase to close in.
Rosario Central, a sticky situation here. Fox Gaming to the left, and Exados towards the front and right. They need to cross the river. Circle's definitely not going to go towards Rosario Central miraculously. It pulls them away towards Foundation. That body of water, definitely not the spot where they should have taken cover. And now scanned out by the binoculars of Fox Gaming as well. Fox might just go in here for the hunt.
I mean, they might be able to go for the hunt right now, but I think they are being a little bit too cautious on their movement, especially here in Kalahari. Everyone's on Overwatch. Everyone will be able to spot you out. But for Galaxy Gaming, they're not out just yet. I guess I spoke too soon. T-Ball Han being taken down, and they are just on a survival spree. Only 2 on elimination, and what they're doing right now is just getting away from everyone.
Yeah, very accurate reposition here, just on the very edge of the current safe zone, but not into the next one just yet, so that they can make that slow rotation around the very perimeter of the blue, so they don't have to watch their left, only needing to focus to the right. Smart tactics being pulled off here by Galaxy Gaming to play their survival. Rosario Central, on the other hand, up against Anexados. Anexados, they do have that high ground maze advantage, but Fox Gaming on the approach from the back as well. FAQ starts things off. Chino King down on the ground. FAQ repositions, hook gun, putting on the pressure. Anexados might just be the hunted, but Fox Gaming could just be the trump card.
Yeah, everyone has been pulled in here, expecting that they are the ones from Anexados. But there you have it. Force out and open. Garina goes invalid dash. Still managed to survive. But Rosario Central is going for the chase. All round and round they go. And a few of the teams, especially the players from Fox Gaming, are falling down. Excited, though, is just watching this and not even doing that much, especially with the position they have taken after everyone just rushed against them.
9 eliminations for Rosario Central, looking for what I said has been eluding them for a fair bit of the group stage. The Booyahs, they are one of the worst teams in the top 10, I would say, when it comes to the placement points. But obviously, we cannot say the same when it comes to those eliminations. They are the 3rd best squad in running, just behind Zeus and T-Rex Esports. So Rosario Central, they know how to get the job done, and they're about to get it done yet again. What a jump on in an FAQ, not giving Anexados any room to breathe.
And the way I'm looking at it for Rosario Central, I mean, they are still being cautious, but not too cautious compared to what we've seen Galaxy Gaming has done. Sibolan, the first one who has been knocked down earlier when they were full squad, would be the last guy surviving and couldn't do anything to save Gui Gui at the moment. Now, above them is Red Eagle, but look who's coming. It is Rosario Central. A little bit short on the jump though, but I think the target was not that platform. Target would be below them so that they will not be targeted.
See if or not the targets can be shifted. Red Eagles at the top, camping away. And this is a great spot for Red Eagles to hold on to. Rosario Central doesn't want to get into danger zone. Red Eagles trying to drop those nades on their heads. Great reposition from Rosario Central just to avoid the damage. Sibolhan in a tad bit of trouble here if Rosario Central completes this rotation around the boulder.
Uh-oh. Yeah, let's see. Into, very close. Sees a glue wall. This might be it. If he make that shot, that would be a no. Rosario Central is already rushing in against him. And there you go. FAQ, Valiant Dash, plus that M590 coming from FAQ. That would be the end of him. 6 teams remain in this fight, though. But I'm loving that Red Eagle is staying strong. Despite the pressure of Rosario Central coming from the bottom of that platform, well, there's not so much that they can do. They can only pull those plushie from that Nero and just spot where they are. But they can always recover. Red Eagle is staying strong at the moment, especially as now they are on the next phase of the circle.
Unfortunate for Galaxy Gaming. They faltered. And obviously looking for just purely survival, but they were challenged all throughout this lobby, losing player after player. Going in for those revives became almost impossible after a certain point of time where there were just no more coin machines to pick off of. And Red Eagle, can you believe it? We talk about a massive game required here, and they're giving us exactly that. Can Red Eagles now make this run complete, walk straight into the final circle, and pull away a booyah? They've got the best position. They've got the hook guns for the reposition later on as well off of this platform. Everything going the way of Red Eagles right now.
Yeah, and even no one is contesting. Even the hook gun is not working against them because they are just prepared, covering all bases. And so far, part of the top 3, this is looking good. Shinigamis, though, will be forced into battling against Rosario Central. And even Red Eagle is joining the mix. And one problem for Rosario Central is there is nowhere to go. So, moment that they will be taken down, especially into, then that would be the end of the team. But for on the other side, for Shinigamis, unfazed just yet, not joining the party, and they might be the contender that might be able to take down the Red Eagles once the shift happens.
There's a terrible waste of ice grenade because it could have just taken away the lives of the Rosario Central squad, but I believe it was a missed toss from the player on the side of Red Eagle. They don't get to confirm those eliminations, and now all that hard work spraying down Rosario Central with those bullets will come to naught. And a early rotation for Red Eagles looking for the circle, but this puts them straight into a fight. It's Shinigamis now trying to attack them, take them down and out of the equation. XP's down on the ground, Mannequin M590. But unbelievable stuff. Red Eagles still annihilating everyone they come across.
21 points already and 3 players in. King needs to recover, otherwise it would be trouble once they go against Rosario Central. But no pickup has been done for one of the players of Rosario Central. This is trouble, but a knockdown on Bichuela! And Rosario Central are the ones leading the fray. Only Reyes remains, who might be meeting with red eyes as 2 goes against him. And the turnaround, flipping the script, is Rosario Central.
I talked about how Rosario Central has the weakest numbers of placement points in the top 10. I talked about how the Booyah has been avoiding Rosario Central. They just haven't been able to pull this off all throughout the group stage. And they just wanted to make a flashy exit here on the final day of our group stage, picking up their second booyah in their run so far, preventing Red Eagle from getting a perfect run. But I have to say, that did not dull the shine of Red Eagles at all. This is a team that's currently in the bottom 6. This is a team struggling to find their top 18 spot. And they just pulled off a miraculous run, just slightly overshadowed by Rosario Central.
Yeah, slightly overshadowed, but I'm loving the energy coming from Red Eagles at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the survivability, and they were challenged so many times, not just by Rosario Central, but a lot of teams who want that platform for themselves. So that is, I'm really loving that version of Red Eagle, but let's not take it away from Rosario Central, especially our MVP. We have FAQ, who has been answering a lot of questions right here for the team. That's Suyas, Rebel Rush, Jay Beebs, Joseph, as well as Shani, and we've seen how well he made that work. With the disadvantage that they have at the 2v3, they still managed to get that booyah.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing here for Reyes was I think the team rotated a little too early. Granted, the circle was moving, and this is what makes the difference between a veteran as well as a team that has not gotten enough experience out there on the battlefield, right? There was 3 more squads alive and kicking, and Red Eagles just made the rookie mistake of moving first. They got down into that lower ground and got into a unfortunate scuffle first, giving Rosario Central a lot of breather, a lot of time to determine exactly how they are going to join the fight, when they join the fight. And unfortunately, Red Eagles could not recover from that engagement that they were forced into off of that platform. They put themselves in that situation, and that prevented them from walking away with the booyah. Is that a problem? Not at all. Yes, Rosario Central does manage to take the booyah away from Red Eagle, but I think Red Eagle just crafted their way, a path for themselves into the top 18. Do they get there in just this game? We'll have to take a look at the points in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, I'm really loving some version. Like some of the changes the teams are doing right here because they know specifically that what is needed. And I guess when everything is going in dire straight, that is when their true colors are coming out. But once, now that we look into the match standings, Rosario Central getting that booyah, 16 elimination, but that's not like shy away from the 31 points that Red Eagle Sports or Red Eagle ACD has pulled in here. 22 massive elimination from that game.
My goodness me. Rosario Central was amazing indeed, but Red Eagle stepping things up. Remember, they had 85 points earlier on, so they needed at least 15 points just to manage to overtake Flex, be somewhere around behind Galaxy Gaming, and then another 15 points to be able to overtake them comfortably. And they did exactly that. What a massive, massive game for Red Eagle ACD. They didn't manage to catch exactly how much Galaxy Gaming pulled away in that matchup, but I don't recall it being all that too many when they got eliminated from the lobby. As we set things up for Alpine Neptune, I can't wait to get this game done so that we take a look at the overall leaderboard.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, you want to see that overall leaderboard. You want to see who's really moving up in their ranks right now. But, well, let's see, though. After Purgatory, this might change even drastically because I'm loving this version. Last Day often brings out this hero from the teams who have been falling out from the early days. So hopefully we'll see more of that.
No doubt at all. I think we will definitely see a little bit more of that. When we look at a map like Purgatory, you do expect some domination out of squads that have shown up strong here, right? And Los Cubanos is one of those squads, but unfortunately, we will have to wait until Group D. I cannot wait to see them in action once again a little bit later on. Are we going to be able to see Red Eagle pull off another phenomenal run? Or is that the only one they could chug out of the gas tank before running out? I don't know, man. I'm nervous thinking about this for them because I think they just did enough, right, to overtake that 18th spot. And Galaxy Gaming, they must be in hot soup right now. So this next game, they have to hope and pray they don't get stuck on that revival spree, just like what we saw them do in the previous match.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough watching Galaxy Gaming. Yes, the fire's on them. That effort of bringing the team back, like time after time, getting all those coins would be what's bringing that much of trouble for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just unfortunate that they can even convert. I mean, it's the investment of Revive is not paying off, so the ROI is off.
Yeah, I mean, totally right. I think that is going to be a big challenge for them overall. But when you look at a map like Purgatory, you look at teams like Nova and ANX, very capable of pulling away these Booyahs. And then you look for Red Eagles, and you realize that they do struggle a tad bit on this map. If they are able to wake up, this will be some sort of a legendary awakening for Red Eagles for sure. I mean, from not doing much in these matches to walking away with 30 points, from not doing too great on certain maps to just waking up and trashing everybody, I've got questions, man. I don't know how in the world they're pulling this off. But, you play, your ranked matches sometimes, and you suddenly get the MVP, and you're like, how did I do that? It's one of those situations.
You don't even know yourself. Like,
quadra kill. You're like, wait, me?
Probably just stealing it off from the others. Me, I didn't even do. I only took one shot. It's not even a headshot, but it's an elimination. So.
And of course, there are those matches where you play a little bit of Clash Squad, and you're going through a losing streak, and then you just go game on in one match, and you're the one picking up the rest of your team members. You're the one saving them. You're the one getting those final clips in, eliminating squads from these games. It could just be a phenomenal run like that, right? You don't know exactly which version of the squad we get, just like how we did not foresee the version of Red Eagles that we were going to see in that previous matchup at Kalahari. But of course, you got to love it. I want to see more from them. Chicago team is a squad that I think could afford to make a little bit of noise before they exit the competition. Just because you're at the bottom six does not mean you do not try at all, right? Oh, yeah, all right, we're not going to qualify. I mean, this is Free Fire esports. You got to make a name for yourself. You got to get a little bit of extra support from the community as well. I mean, you got more people manifesting your success. Maybe you do stand a little bit of chance. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got to take a little short break here before we can set up lobby number 2 for all of you. Don't go anywhere. Neptune and I will be right back with the broadcast. Welcome back, survivors. Thank you for sticking around. We do apologize for the technical delay, but we have got the squads loaded into the lobby already, gearing up for this next game. My name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio, down here with the one and only Neptune, the gentleman Garcia, and this is the FFUSC, the Free Fire USA Championship 2025 Winter Edition, and it is the final day of the group stage. We just concluded one game. We have got two more matches to go for groups B and C.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to how it's going to end up, especially with how teams has been turning up differently in their first game. Red Eagle ACD is one wherein their performance was like looking at other, comparing them to their previous, but is this enough for them to really catch up on the points? Because it seems like despite of the numbers that they can bring in, they're still far away from the rest of the team. So hopefully, slowly but surely, with remaining 2 games for this group, they will be able to catch up on the points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Catching up is the name of the game because you don't have many more opportunities already. If you are either in groups C and B, you have to hustle up to the top now. You have to find some way or the other to get into the top 18. And as we head on into Purgatory, the teams who are at the bottom need to have some extra bit of fire under their butts as well, because they gotta get moving. And I'm actually very appreciative of the big squads not going ape on this final day, because, dude, we need some points at the bottom here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, we were talking about they can slow it down and slow down it. They don't want to spill all those tactics, but Chicago team once again being targeted by Annexados or some other teams, because it seems like they are not that well, especially in early engagement. So let's see, 2 elimination already from Annexados. Faker moving into Fake with a turnaround with a Mag 7 on a knockdown, as well as a help from Brian to finish that final guy off. So 10 teams remain out of the 11 that joined the lobby, but on the other side, Red Eagle is still in Rome.
Wow. I mean, wow. Red Eagles, 3 eliminations in hand already. I saw the elimination feed. I only saw the Red Eagle player fall. I did not see the initial eliminations. I am very impressed looking at what's happening out here. But Annexados now coming across the players on the side of E7 Empire, and the Empire will fall if it bumps into a squad like Annexados at this point of time, because the Empire's not fully motivated to go all out at this point. I think they are comfortable in terms of the qualification. They want to just chill first and wait for next week. Or perhaps they want to have a little bit of a change of mind here, Neptune, after Annexados just took a poke at them. Maybe a little bit of a revenge play here at Boathouse.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, they specifically don't know who's going against them, so revenge, it might happen just as a surprise. But White, well, I'm not sure what is the plan for White right now. It's a good thing the wall has been erected in the waters and still floating with him. For the rest, it is trouble. E7, Belly Rojo, double vector, and it doesn't work against 2 players. It's just unfortunate that you cannot split those guns. Otherwise, you can shoot from both sides.
But easy revival here from 9, just denying the squad annihilation. Annexados, though, not worrying about those revivals, just saying thank you very much for the extra points. Please drop by anytime.
Well, not only are they dropping or asking them to drop by, but also keeping tabs of them, because the hit list has been purchased against the 1 player that is within the area. So let's see how that's going to work right now. Shinigamis, well, they did put up a great fight earlier, but not so much similar to what we've seen yesterday. But now it is Shinigamis going against Cold, and a little bit too aggressive at Cold, or probably just didn't know that is a full squad that they are going against. So,
wow.
Their Wills, M590 managed to get away, but Black would be taken down, beat up to Black and Blue.
Little overkill to be using the Valiant Dash in such a manner with so many of your team members still around you as you hunt down for 1 point. And Sir Wills will pay for that, because when it truly mattered, he did not have his Valiant Dash to break through those glue walls. He gets shut down. And Shinigami's out in the open. They might just catch a cold here, and it's not a good one. It's a strong one. Delone, but will turn things around, though. 787 eliminated in the 10th spot as Shinigamis look to take Cold out right after them.
Oh, only 2 players remaining for Cold, and still has no sight of them. It's a good thing or 1 player to be exact. It's a good thing they have an insurance policy because it seems like that was dragging for quite some time now. Let's see if they'll be able to go for a full revive. Now, Red Eagles being spotted, hunted by the Foxes. Fox Gaming also put up a binocular just to make sure how many they can see how many is within that vicinity. Now, they are going in for the similar flank, and this is smart for Fox Gaming because if they go for the same path that Red Eagle has done, most of the time you don't like really turn around and look as where you came from. Most of the time you will think that that is safe, so Fox Gaming is just taking those safe spot, but a little bit early revenge. What we've seen earlier, Red Eagle against Rosario Central.
FAQ gets a huge tag on him. Does not have the capability to just quickly zip away with the Tatsuya still on cooldown. FAQ manages to get around the corner just in time, but XBs chases him down with the Bison, and Rosario Central forced to run away. Intu's going to get caught down as well here. Sheer numbers on the side of Red Eagles. Bro, how is this Red Eagle? How did this team struggle for so many days and now just run through a squad like Rosario Central as if they're nothing? This is unbelievable. Red Eagle really amped it up.
Yeah, probably it's just a Sunday. Saturday is not a day for them. Like Sunday, yes, we can make it work. Everything would be all clear. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But Shinigamis right now, well, couldn't make up to the points that they have done, the prestige they have shown from before. And it is Galaxy Gaming who might be able to farm points against them. But one thing is Galaxy Gaming a little bit too far with the rest of their teams. It makes it difficult, but Guy bot being gunned down. And there you have it. Quick revive though on Steve Bolhan, and the revival spree continues for Galaxy.
Now the confidence of Doris is barely hopping up there with the M590. Spotted the guy, cool, calm, collected, takes aim, 2 shots, gets the job done, moves on with an extra point in his pocket. And the scary Shinigamis will continue their run in here, looking for the next circle. Red Eagles, on the other hand, just beside Cole, as they exit the engagement with Rosario Central off of Fire Brigade. Red Eagles, if they get caught on this rotation in towards campsite, this is going to be a little sticky because obviously Rosario Central might just rotate straight into them and be their third party, and the revenge isn't going to be sweet. It's going to be absolutely deadly. Shakes parking his bike brilliantly and hits the double revive, bringing his 2 fallen members back in here.
I think what Red Eagle was planning was to guard that vending machine, hurt the vehicle, and tried to double back. Because even like they already crossed over with that zip line, they tried to double back, and now they have missed that opportunity. But for Cold, they might be able to get a few players from Rosario Central, especially they're still in the skies and they are on the area. For Anexado's Baker right now, M82B, trying to head out from those 3 leaves. Now let's see if they'll be able to make those shots from the side because the flank is not working for them, and E7 is still alive and kicking.
Flank is not working, just like what every little brother complains to his older brother. My remote control's not working, the controller's not working, that's why I lost this match. My flank ain't working. And Exados, 9 eliminations strong, but without Brian, this one might just get a tad bit complicated. Laying out those glue walls. Palmer getting straight in there. Valiant dash through the glue wall. Drops his opponent. 9 down on the ground. Picking up Brian, though, is going to be impossible. Now Palmer tagged up as well. Here comes the numbers and the reversal as White takes his 590 straight through his heart. And Exados left with just 1 final survivor.
Let's see if they will be able to go in for revive. There go Faker, spotted already. But the vending machine, the clutch revive, and Faker tops off his health. Now, he could have go for a revive on 9 while this is happening with the confidence coming from White. That is phenomenal. And imagine that. He is even a support. Like, connected with Pelirrojo, left Pelirrojo behind.
Wow. Oh, armor down. Yarowa Fox Gaming now striking. And Ixados putting themselves in a little bit of a pickle here. Going for the locked airdrop.
Oh.
And obviously they'll have to spend a lot of time out in the open. Resources being spent up. Riptide Rhythm breaking down their glue walls from the front. And now flanked now from Otaku. Has to be careful. Great time turner pulled out on the side of Anexados. Just to prevent some of the damage reaching them. Yarova stepping on in. Fox Gaming. Mow them down. What an aggressive play. 2 eliminations. They'll smile all the way to the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the aggressive gameplay that we would like to see from Fox Gaming. Probably just because of, I don't know, a lot of teams has been amping it up in terms of elimination as well as how they move all throughout the map, and they couldn't take advantage comparing to the first few days, the first week of the group stage. So let's see if that's something that we might see change in a bit, but the chase is happening for the side of Rosario Central. One player will be acting as bait, and FAQ would go for that gunshot, but it didn't work out quite well for them, so it seems like he has to back away. But out of the blue, third going to the fourth phase of the circle, 20 seconds remaining. It seems like it would be trouble for those who's trying to tank it.
Abitrella down on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Beneking going for the save, and that was a big mistake without spotting out Yarowa, without taking him down, looking for the save onto his buddy, and he pays the high price. And the price was his own life and perhaps the survival of his squad. But XB says, not yet, Mustachio. We're still in it. Had enough coins on the double revival. Habituela and Meneking right back in it.
Yeah, they're back in it. Trying to take a compound, probably some loots, but the blue will be closing in. So let's see if they can move quick and not being spotted from the other side. They do have this dip right here in this area, a little bit of trade-off in terms of guns, and that would help with the survivability of the team. So 8 eliminations already for Red Eagle, but on the other side, seems like Galaxy is paying back some of the teams who put them so much pressure against them, and one of those is Shinigamis. Now they have 7 on their board.
Holy mama. Red Eagles, you better wake up and you better get all the way down to the deep end of this matchup, because the team that you were hunting, the team that you were looking to overtake from that previous matchup, Galaxy Gaming, has just woken up. But now Galaxy about to be in a little trouble as well. Dinoculus used by Rosario Central to scan out the area in front of them. Detects nobody, but blue is there, just a couple of meters ahead. Galaxy now scanned out. 3 players all at the same time. Brilliant play by blue. Fox Gaming in trouble. Riptide Rhythm sent their way, but a brilliant time turner pulled out by Choco, keeping them still up on their feet. White will find the head of Garena though, and Choco sprayed down. E7, easy eliminations. Red Mannequin hopping on in there for a fight as well. Rosario Central having a player knocked down on their side.
Let's see now. We have one player, or rather probably a few more from behind, who is getting in the same direction. Not quite sure if he's going for the challenge or just taking a peek at what's going to happen, but this might be it. Once the team head over that hill, that would have been done already. And look at the map. Galaxy Gaming losing a lot more, but Chino N managed to go for a revive as well as a recovery. Now, as we look into the edge of circle, Red Eagle, they will be in a tough spot right now because a couple of teams will be gunning for that spot.
Beautiful. Chino on the rotate. And another Dinoculus scans them out. It's Galaxy scanning out the team right ahead of them and not thinking twice at all. Going in for the jump and connecting those jump pads to continue the rotation. Very smart play off of Galaxy, but they left one guy behind.
Well, his sacrifice will not be forgotten as the rest of the teams will be moving on. And that is a smart move, but again, with this tight of a circle, also a lot of teams who is still alive and kicking, that might not last for long, and they will be the crosshairs of E7 Empire.
Wow.
And this might be it. E7 Empire, 11 elimination, and they started off eliminating Galaxy Gaming as well. So all that effort, valiant effort though, from Galaxy Gaming, but it goes down the drain.
I mean, they were just sitting on this hill, like shooting fish in a barrel. It became so easy for them. Not a lot of foliage blocking out their vision. And E7 farming from this high ground advantage that they hold above this lobby. Blue and Red Eagles, Neptune. What is happening here? Red Eagles turning it up. Unbelievably so. This is a different squad altogether.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is the last day. They are in the bottom 6, so it seems like with this, they are not focusing. They're not anxious anymore. They threw logic away and just went for they just went for their mechanical skills and instinct. And I guess if you get into this level, your instincts kicks in, and that's where you will see a better version of yourself playing. And that's what we are seeing from Red Eagles right here.
They drop the logical and they work with the magical as they get the previous Booyah and set up a back-to-back for themselves. Sorry, they got close enough to the previous Booyah and set themselves up for a back-to-back massive lobby. Red Eagles, perhaps the Booyah that they were denied in that previous map could be something that they grab and hold on to this time round. E7 attacked by Blue from the back. And Blue fighting the right tags. And Red actually sneaking off a couple of eliminations here. Not just off of one team, but both.
Oh, let's see. 13 elimination already. And only losing one player. Still putting up a fight. Finishing E7 one after the other. Now they have to deal with 3 players from Blue. Now, it's Red versus Blue right now. Which side are you on? And, well, on the left corner, we does have a Blue, and on the right corner, we have a Red right here. And it seems like the advantage would be on Blue, but that's a very high hill that they shouldn't take. Otherwise, Red would just be taking advantage.
Feels like I'm not even looking at Red Eagles play. Feels like I'm looking at maybe T-Rex or Zeus play, right? This is a phenomenal run here. And do you want the blue pill or the red pill?
Oh, yeah.
That's what this map offers you. Allen down on the ground. Gray could not find the connection. Punished by Vanicking. Reyes with a flank. Red Eagle will finally secure their first Booyah in the group stage. And a back-to-back dominating run on their final show day.
Yeah, definitely agree on how they are showing up right now. And again, I mean, they might just have thrown all logic. And, you know, at some point, logic comes into anxiety and all those hesitation. So no more hesitation from the team. They are here to bring an all-out game, and I'm loving this version. Or, AJ, they just know the script. They just understand that they trust their instinct. If they trust their instinct, they will be able to get all those points. And if they're that confident, they can reach it without showing that much of their, tactics from the other team.
From failing multiple pop quizzes to scoring the highest rank in their class here. Unbelievable. And look at the active and passive skill combinations here. Reyes definitely did a lot. This Nero, that plushie, was so deadly, not just to mark his opponents, not just to take away at their lives, but mainly to stop the defenses. And the moment those defenses were not there, Reyes went insane with the AC-80. Look at the damage, 3,668, 8 assists, 5 eliminations. And obviously, this was not just a chill game hit that he was taking. And he wasn't even the highest eliminator from his squad, man. Red Eagles are just a different squad right now.
Yeah, that's one thing that we are seeing right here from Red Eagles. With them adapting to the meta, seems like they are getting even stronger, like match after match. And well, with some other teams being taken out, at this point, the top dogs would be Rosario Central. We've seen them really fought it off, even from the early match up until today. So again, a different version of Red Eagle. Doesn't hurt that much. I am loving this version of them.
Neptune, remember when we looked at the teams who were in the bottom 6, we said that they needed something phenomenal, something massive. And it was impossible to expect such games out of them. And Red Eagles are basically just saying, no, it's not at all. The previous matchup, they exceeded 30 points. Now they walk away with 29 points. Such consistency from a bottom 6 squad who have been struggling all throughout the group stage is nothing short of a miracle. E7 Empire, you expected. Blue, yeah. Galaxy Gaming, actually this is a good game out of Galaxy Gaming. 8 elimination points, 5 placement points, just to make sure Red Eagles doesn't run away from them. But I don't think they have a say in the race that Red Eagle has set up here for themselves. 2 massive games. I think 60 points in 2 matches. Yeah, I think Galaxy can kiss their top 18 spot goodbye if it is just a direct fight up against Red Eagles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen how they scramble. Yes, survival piece on there. It reminds me of SNPT, but they couldn't survive longer to get to the final circle. SNPT can do that, and now, from what we've seen yesterday, SNPT is also fighting back. So that's what we were expecting for Galaxy Gaming right now. They're aiming for survivability, but I guess that plan is a little bit too late. If they can just go back, rewind a couple more days, or probably into last week, and that's when that version of them that is needed, wherein they're getting a few more points and then moving up the ranks. But let's see though if that is happening right here, because we are on our next game, and well, no booyahs just yet. Just set expectation. It's just a drop. But speaking of drop, a lot of teams will be dropping into one specific area. Now, the only question is who would be surviving?
Fox Gaming going up against a squad that they can make quick work of. If they play just like how they played that previous fight. Tommy, backed up, opportunity. It's a 2v1. Fox should be. Oh, what a play with Santino. Dropping the clone, getting out of there, but Jeff still caught. E7, the Empire might just come crashing down here. Choco blocking that off, already used his narrow, so that's on cooldown for a little bit. Otaku can't rebel rush anywhere with this play, but has the backup of the rest of his team members. Choco sprayed down, Marco stepping it up. Fox Gaming just had this battle turned on them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they scramble right now, going on the split, like making sure that they're confused who would be chased. But let's see, though. I mean,
wow,
that is Chicago team, but who's on the board? Who is on the next? Who will be stepping in the plate? It is 787, and they might be ending what Fox Gaming has started in this area.
I mean, this is a perfect evacuation here for Fox. 787 showing up from the back, and they were like, nope, we are not going to fall. Not here, not now. Chicago Gaming, on the other hand, just unfortunate. Just a flurry of shots sent their way, initially from Fox, and then 787. Just no way to hang on from that point on. Shinigami's catching hold of a couple of Galaxy players, though. But I don't think they are the hunters. They are not the predators in this situation. They are the prey. Eliza, final opportunity. Riptide Rhythm in his hands, but not the kind of skill you want if you want to survive out there on the battlefield. He is a hunter set up for the attack, and now he has to defend, which is something he could not do. And Galaxy Gaming picking up 4 points solid off of Shinigami's.
All right, Galaxy Gaming getting the confidence already. Or they are fighter up right now, or probably because they were disappointed in so many instances from previous games. Now, for Rosario Central, well, they are putting a fight in Snowfall, but the fight is not yet over. Gray right now for the backstab as a revive is bound to happen. Now, Blue will be going in for the chase. King Cito, on the other hand, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that we will be seeing King Cito, and it's a good thing that he is playing as well, but they're a little bit too split up for Rosario Central. Now, they will be regrouping, and 2v4 Rosario Central, new introductory into the matches, King Cito might be able to learn a few from FAQ.
Blue with 4 eliminations at this point. Are they at risk of being eliminated? Doesn't seem to be the case. They have done more than enough here at the group stage. But obviously, they don't want to just go out sleeping on this final day. They want to do something big as well. Maybe they can pull that off up against Rosario Central. But not if you get stuck on your own blue wall like that.
Well, King Cito just take advantage of that. Takes Gray out. But the vending machine is still in the area, so it's easy for them to go for revive. Cryo Mind. Plushy being taken down. Now, from 2 to 3. King Cito goes in for the rush and the backstab with that Trogon going off meta for a little bit, but still making it work.
Oh, brilliantly. Rosario Central, overwhelming blue. And the revival pulled off very cheekily by Allen. Will pay a big price for that. And the revived player falls far, far away. And therefore, that makes the sacrifice from Allen well worth it. On the opposite end of things, Duck will just be a little bit of a distraction towards the opposite side of that newly revived player so that the squad can continue surviving. 787 on the other hand, bumping into Red Eagles. Can they continue their phenomenal run here? Josh Ware down on the ground. Menard turning things around for the squad as well.
Oh, there's no Minor right here. It is more Major. And 787 already putting up 7 on the board. Now, Cold, they will need to move, but they are dealing fast gaming at the moment.
Oy.
And grenade launcher from that Trogon. Not that effective, though, compared to M79, but did chip in a little bit of damage. Made them scramble a little bit, and backstab. Will this work for them? Quick revive onto Dark. Wow! Will be taken down. Same goes with Brown. And Blue is out.
Yeah, Blue's out of the equation. Great plays, but unfortunate. Cold, on the other hand, managed to sneak that revival in before losing their life. So well played by Brown. I'm sure Darky and Black will return the favor in a little bit. We have lost Adexado, Shinigami's Blue, as well as Chicago Gaming. And the teams that are left in here that we definitely cannot take our eyes off of is Galaxy Gaming as well as Red Eagles. And I dare say, Red Eagles, I don't even know where they are on the leaderboard right now. They picked up massive points. Galaxy Gaming, obviously, in the fight up against Cuba Libre, who's not playing right now. They're from Group A. They'll have to collect as many points as possible in this fight. So Galaxy cannot sleep on us. They have to keep hustling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they rest some teams from the next from the next part of this day, might be able to overtake them. So I would love to see more from Galaxy Gaming. There were a lot of struggles earlier, but now, I mean, the fight back is happening. Hopefully, it's not too late. For Black, though, from Team Cold, going against Rosario Central, not a good story if they want to go for survivability. And there goes a shot coming from Chicks on an AWM, giving Rosario Central their 10th elimination.
Now, those revival points converted into advanced revival points. Question is, who would take such a risk out in the open for so long to revive their teammates, not looking for those coins instead? But of course, if you do manage to pull the risk off, you get a little bit of extra advantage on that revive drop late into the game. That makes for a big difference. Red Eagles, just one elimination this time around, kind of playing things a little slowly, looking for that back-to-back booyah.
Yeah, probably it's a map thing, or probably just trying different tactics overall. Because you ask as to where they are leaderboard, because from how they performed the early first 2 weeks, it is not that great. It's not that big, but now this is the only time that we are seeing them show up. So this is just this might just be just a representation how we might see them in the next season if they are part of it or if they decide to join once again. Hopefully they do, because I'm loving this version of them and they can continue it on if in case this they start off on the first week of play.
Okay, this looks like the usual Red Eagles now. King Reyes. A little bit of a challenge from down below. 787 looking for the annihilation. King can't get out of this sticky situation. There is a vending machine in this stadium compound, but getting there is going to be the problem. Bohan. Easy pickup. And the pressure will be pulled off of Galaxy Gaming here. They do have a vehicle to play this quick rotation. But getting to the vending machine, obviously, is the target of Chino for the revival. Bringing their buddy right back in here, giving them an extra little bit of an insurance to secure this booyah for themselves. They have to go in with the numbers.
Yep. Well, let's see. I mean, it is possible they can get that booyah because, well, Rosales Central is already eliminated for Red. They are slowly going down. So I guess I spoke too soon. One contender in grabbing that booyah is 787. Because 10 elimination, and it's not as if they have shied away from grabbing that booyah. Even when they were at the bottom of the leaderboard or on bottom of the top 18, they are still putting so much of fight. 3 booyahs coming from this team of 787 Esports. So it is possible that they can get their fort right here.
Fox. Ooh, will lose Zeroa. And reviving him isn't going to be tough. It's just a little bit of open grounds to traverse through. They gotta hope and pray that they do not get spotted out. Reyes brings one of his buddies right back in here as well. So Red Eagle once again gearing up for that survival and recovery. Jeff finding one. E7, beautiful place. And you can see that Nero, that cryo mine doing its work, preventing more glue walls. And E7 played that absolutely wonderful up against Fox.
Yeah, they only lost 9 in here. Well, technically only 1, but his name is 9. So they lost 1 player, and they're moving away from the engagement as they fall from that jump. They are falling to the ground, and that is because of Galaxy Gaming. So the version that we saw from Red Eagle inspired Galaxy Gaming right here, and now they are topping the board. Let's see if they can continue this on. Lightning Zone is on them. Or probably they triggered themselves, but it is now out. Now, they would be able to dominate that hill. Great view for everyone else. For 787, though, they are continuing their roam and taking each other teams or other stragglers out.
Wow. In a little bit of a pickle here. 2 players attacking him at the same time. Make that 3. That was a easy shutdown. 787, 13 eliminations. We have got 5 teams left. And what do you know? Galaxy and Red Eagle both alive and kicking. This time Galaxy stepping things up just a tad bit here.
Oh.
It's pressured by Cole though, but it's just a single player left on the side of Cole. Try to gatekeep the whole squad of Red Eagle. Perhaps he played a bit of more than he could chew. Reyes turning things around with the VSK from afar. And now that leaves us with our top 4 for this final map for the grouping.
Let's see. E7, 787, Red Eagle, and Galaxy. See who's going to go against each other first. But that would depend on where the next phase of the circle will show up. 3rd to 4th will show up in a bit. Thank you very much, production. And it is favoring Galaxy Gaming. 2 UAVs pulled out, and in a few seconds, it would expose the players from E7 as well as Red Eagle. So that's information, more information for Galaxy Gaming as they go for the war chest, making sure that they are prepared for the war that is in front of them.
Can they win this battle? Galaxy spotting out E7 on the rotation. E7's in a lot of trouble because if they are distracted by Galaxy, the circle is going to clip them from the back. And a third-party situation could just be possible. But Galaxy rotating in towards the middle. At the same time, 787 meeting them on the opposite end. This could just be disastrous. Red Eagles behind 787. Empire could perhaps cause the fall of Galaxy Gaming here, who quickly retreat and say, nope, we don't want to deal with that middle heat.
I mean, jumping in a little too quick, plus the follow-up from another player, significant that there's no one just chasing after him, going backstab. But you can see the stairs of glue wall that he made just to make sure that he will not be taken down. So let's see, that's something they can do. And even if they don't go for an engagement, when the blue closes in a bit, they can still have a little bit more of cover. 787 is just aggressive, putting so much pressure against Red Eagles. And as Galaxy Gaming on the other side will not be jumping in this fight, the battle between these two teams would continue.
Abitrella down on the ground. XB's taken out as well. 787 doing a number on Red Eagles here. Veneking, a sliver of health, manages to get past them. Straight behind the boulder. Scored one pickup first. Managing to get Abitrella back up on his feet, but Veneking will be put to task once again. Reyes from the back could not get to them. Veneking all alone playing this game of survival. But is this going to be enough? The rush now coming through. Joshua, oh my God, M79 grenade launcher for the annihilation. And they will get them out of the lobby just like that.
Josh Burr right here, just putting so much of a fight. Now E7 has turned things against 787. Now, same is happening. FGL, AOEs being taken advantage of by 787. Jeff right here, almost being taken down, but from above, Chino N with an AC-80 brings him down, giving more advantage to 787 in that fight.
9 with an opportunity to keep the numbers up alive on the other side, because thankfully all of a sudden Galaxy started shooting at 787, and that distracts them for the time being. But it's just a matter of time before Galaxy. What a shot by Chino! Straight to the head. That causes 787 to pause and think for a little bit longer. Boltmaker again on activation, calling for the lightning zone and looking for cover, scrambling for cover as a matter of fact. But Galaxy will not be able to go all the way to the end. Riptide Rhythm breaks down the defenses as well, and 9 gets the final job done. 787 for the win as they walk away with a massive 20 elimination booyah.
Yeah, this will be their 4th booyah, tying it up with Novatos on that booyah numbers. And we were just talking about 787 right here. They did mention that even if they're in the middle of that leaderboard, they have brought in so many booyahs in this fight, and I'm loving this version. But the only thing is, they are denying those who are trying to catch up those points that is needed. So, I don't know. 787 will be hated in a bit.
Well, I don't know about that, because I think Galaxy Gaming did very well. They stood up, they fought for themselves at least towards this final game. In the past 2 matches, Red Eagles have done a lot, so them faltering in this game is just usual stuff out of Red Eagles. The past 2 games, though, that was just extraordinary stuff out of Red Eagles. Was that enough to keep them in the competition? I think so. I think they would have climbed up the leaderboard quite a little bit. 60 points is no joke at all of a run for a bottom 6 squad. But we have to bring the attention back to 787 for the time being. Chrono with the Iris doesn't play the time turner. And with the Moko, Rafael, Maro on his side, this is that perfect sniper build. And to top it all off, picking up that AWM just to torture the squads out there.
Yeah, I'm really loving that the Iris is being used right now, because most of the time we see that wall brawl in Clash Squad. But at this point, if it's activated, it gives you more of that mark within that area. And we've seen a lot of teams putting up those blue walls. And I guess this OB51, now that I think about it, OB51 is more themed towards glue wall, whether it's like erecting them, fortifying them, or bringing them down, especially with the active skill Nero being used right here. That is the meta, the current meta, the flow of how it is, and that Iris is working towards that.
Oh, no doubt at all. The Iris, instrumental to find players behind those glue walls in the meta where you need to fortify those glue walls if you don't even need to take them down, and you can still reach the people behind, still tag them up, give the information to the rest of your team members. It is a boon in some of these battles, especially towards the final circle. So we definitely see that. But of course, all of the active, passive skills, MVP, yes, we want to see the graphics, but the most important graphic of the day is still going to be the overall scoreline, because I want to see now what is the state of our leaderboard before we head on into this next grouping, the battle between A and D. We've got 3 more games to go. The day is not over just yet. So you guys don't go anywhere just yet, all right?
Yeah, well, I'm really, really looking forward to how it's going to end up in the next match, because first off, there's a lot of chasing that is happening to get into the 18th spot. Yeah. Now, we are just waiting for the overall standings to come up, or the match standings to come up first, to see how much points everyone has grabbed. And 32 points coming from 787, that is a lot, but Galaxy Gaming, this game was really their game.
This was the game where Galaxy really thought, okay, guys, we have no more chances. It is now or never, literally. And they went all out. Rosario Central, 12 eliminations, 4 placement points. E7 managing to pull in the placements, a little weaker on the engagements this time around. And for the first time in the past 3 games, Red Eagle Sport will face some challenges, but still that's decent for an average matcher, man. 11 points is great for a team that's currently in the bottom 6. We did talk about this at the start of the day. What was unusual, what was magical, was Red Eagle just capping everybody on the way to the final circle in the past 2 games, and also managing to walk away with a booyah. That was unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this version of Red Eagle is what we want to see from the first week up until the end. Some has changed, like they are hot on the first few weeks, and then they just went cold in this one, especially for this day. A lot of teams, even Rosario Central, being eliminated at some point early into this game. Not what we expect from them, but you know how it is. They still are putting up to a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Rosario Central in a nutshell, right? They are fighters. They do know how to put on a great show. When we questioned if or not Rosario Central is capable of picking up booyahs, they're like, chill, watch us now. All right? When they want to, they can get it done. And if that is a fact, when we get into Champion Rush, where there is a maximum of 8 games to be played out there, if Rosario Central can confirm that for them, I guess it's going to be a delightful day. But we're going to take a quick short break here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. When we come back, it's the matchup between groups A and D. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, survivors. This is the Free Fire USA Championship 2025 Winter Edition. Today is the final day of the group stage. 3 games left, 3 opportunities left, and you just saw the showdown between groups C and B come to an end. Some points were picked up. Is that the final leaderboard that we are going to see at the end of the day after those points that they picked up and guarantee the top 18? Absolutely not. We have got 2 more groups that haven't played in here today just yet. Groups A and D. Once they are done with their games, then we get to tabulate some of these points, throw it up onto the leaderboard, and see if or not the hustle was enough. But of course, a stand-up performance from Red Eagle as well as Galaxy Gaming. Let's see what the other ones at the bottom will be able to do. My name's AJ. I'm the Mustachio, down here with my brother, Neptune, the Gentleman Garcia. Your casters for the day throughout this whole broadcast as well as the competition. Neptune, how you're feeling about the final 3 games of the group stage?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm really looking forward to Hustle to continue. Similar to what we've seen Red Eagle has done, a lot of teams will lead to put up that fight. Like PvP is one. We've seen that from Copa Libre as well from yesterday. And for some of the teams who are hopeful, I guess their hopes would be crushed right now because it seems like some teams are very far from contention in the 18th spot. So hopefully they will be putting a fight in this game and just trying to bring a little bit of chaos in here, preventing some other teams from catching up.
If you're in groups A or D, and if you're already in the top 18, you are absolutely safe. Nothing much can happen to you unless someone else from Group D sneaks your spot away. Los Cubanos, I'm looking at you. The last time we looked at the overall leaderboard, they were a little bit too close down to the bottom. But of course, it's not like they cannot do anything about the situation. They have got 3 opportunities. They've got 3 games. They can wake up just like what we saw Red Eagles do earlier on. Los Cubanos is one of those rare teams who are down at the bottom, somewhere near the bottom of the leaderboard, but still has got 1 booyah to their name. When they really hustle, when they really go for it, they know how to play their placement points. What has been the weak point of Los Cubanos so far, Neptune, is their engagements don't look so encouraging.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the engagement will need to be amped up right now because at this point, we're looking at a prize pool and currently the target is to be in the 18th spot, but the prize pool only gives a piece of that for the 12th spot. So if you step into the next stage, which is the knockout stage, and then get over it, less teams to worry about, but I would say stronger teams that would be showing up in that stage. So that's where the hustle really continues. And how do you get that hustle? To get those points.
Yeah, FFUSC is just a different kind. The monstrous games that we see here are like unlike any other, right? But the problem here is the cardinal rules of Free Fire esports stays the same. You hit the booyah, you walk away with 12 points, 9 points for that second place. You know the drill. 1 point for every elimination. And that's what's amazing about FFUSC. The eliminations. If you look at a team like Zeus Esports sitting down on 227 eliminations so far. You look at T-Rex Esports sitting down on 186 eliminations so far. Unbelievable stuff out of these dominators of the competition. And then, of course, you've got TTK, Pirates, who are down at the bottom, struggling to find their pacing in this grouping, in the competition. SNPT, on the other hand, has done enough to keep themselves in the running here, but obviously they cannot slack off, right? Because they are well in the top 18 at the moment, but they're still in the relegation zone because, like you mentioned, it's only possible for the top 12 teams to walk away with that, a piece of that prize pool. So this has to be that warning sign for them to step it up when we move on into the knockout stage later.
Yeah, let's see though. I mean, those on Group A and D right now, there's plenty of hopes, but how teams are turning up in FFUSC, like a lot of teams has been introduced, especially in this winter season, and I really love that rotation of teams, like the energy as well as the enthusiasm of the survivors out there. Enjoying this competition is this high, wherein we have to include a lot of teams. Most of the time, we only have 18 to begin with. But no, we started off with 24. Thus, the chaos was a little bit too poetic at this point. And for those who did so much work already, you did point it out already from the beginning of that of this second half that Zeus Esports, T-Rex, far away from the rest, and even from yesterday. I mean, last week of the group stage, they're still rocking that Booyah board. So I don't think they will be slowing down this time around, giving a chance for the rest of the team.
So who do we want to keep our eyes on? Cuba Libre, PvP, Los Cubanos, maybe even Ozark Esports, right? Because Ozark Esports, I don't think they're in a comfortable spot to rest on their laurels just yet. 3 games is more than enough to push them out of the top 18. So Ozark needs to step it up as well. They're in Group D, but the problem in terms of stepping it up is you don't know how the monsters are going to react out there today. Because when Zeus wants to play, when T-Rex wants to play, nobody else collects any bit of worthy points out there, especially when you're looking to save yourself from annihilation at the bottom. You need big points. So they got to hope and pray something goes wrong. Maybe a thunderstorm, maybe a blackout, maybe loss of internet connection for some of these Titans. I don't know. You ask for anything, but the Titans should not go crazy today. That has to be condition number 1.
Yeah, condition number 1. They don't go crazy. They don't go all out to give opportunity for the points to be reeled in towards the bottom. But it's tough to say because these teams are just showing their dominance. Like, especially for Zeus Esports. I mean, they are not even close to the Booyah that T-Rex has gone. And the defending champions are strong enough even from the previous season. But Zeus Esports, they are here to show up. To show that they are the boss, or I would say the final boss that they have to face towards the knockout stage, even grand finals, because they brought in so much of fire in the first week, second week, and they continued it on third.
I have to agree with you, at the same time disagree with you. Yes, we do see a big difference in terms of points, and Zeus Esports initially left them in the dust when it came to the eliminations, which T-Rex has very quickly caught up with. And what, to your point, where T-Rex is so much more proficient at getting those booyahs, I think Zeus is not trying. Because although T-Rex has got 8 booyahs in comparison to Zeus's 3 booyahs, it's a difference of 109 placement points versus 122 placement points. We are not that far apart from each other. And 3 booyahs versus 8 booyahs, it clearly means there's so much more consistency coming out of Zeus Esports in these matches. They're ranking higher. They're getting into the final top 3 a little bit more than T-Rex Esports. But of course, a point of concern is that when T-Rex goes, they go all the way, right? And in Point Rush, this is going to be a big factor. These two are definitely going to be going loggerheads at each other. I don't know how the rest of the lobby is going to even play on the grand finals with these two Titans in there. And, you know, that kind of sets the storyline well for this final 3 games for these bottom dwellers who are in the same lobby as these Titans. If we say they, and that's why I'm saying, man, they shouldn't play today. All right?
I mean, like they really shouldn't. But one thing that causes a lot of concern are the ones in Group A. And now I'm looking at the list, and because of the 2 teams that we were talking about, Zeus Esports as well as T-Rex, is part of that. Most of the bottom dwellers in the leaderboard are coming from the same group. They couldn't get away from them.
No.
Like, imagine 3 weeks, and they are just like either the ones feeding the numbers onto Zeus and T-Rex, or just watching it unfold, and they are rattling right now. It shows in the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I feel bad for them. Because to your point, they are caught literally with these 2 Titans in that group. Yeah, the groupings kind of change in terms of, like, Group A goes up against B, and then C, and then D. But that doesn't change anything if you're caught in the same group of this group of death where you've got 2 super massive mega Titans sitting down there just stomping on you game after game after game. And if you're in Group A, and if these 2 are stealing all of the booyahs away whenever they play, then where are the booyahs that you are going to be able to pull away from yourself, right? I guess it is very telling as to why there's so many teams from Group A down in the dumps because of Zeus Esports as well as T-Rex. So who are these teams that are down at the bottom once again from Group A? It's TTK, Pirates 7. I don't think there's a chance for them to find the qualifier anymore. I think, obviously, I'll be lying to you guys if I thought there was a possibility. But if you look at Cuba Libre, This is a team that has not picked up a single booyah so far. This is a team that struggles on eliminations. This is a team that struggles with placement points. But that was the exact same case for Red Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they did it.
I don't know. I mean, that one explosive game followed by a somewhat explosive game. As long as they're putting in the numbers, then they can still rack up the points. But I guess we are ready. In OG map Bermuda, survivors out there, we want to see who is going to move up on the top 18. All hopes to Cuba Libre because we've seen some great performance, especially from yesterday from Cuba Libre. Thus, they are in contention to get into the top 18. But who is against them right now in this grouping? We have PvP, we have Los Cubanos as well. So it's just unfortunate for Galaxy Gaming. They put so much of effort, but that effort might be wasted because A&D has 3 opportunity to pull them down away from top 18.
My heart is thumping right now. Nervous for Cuba Libre. Nervous for SNPT, whether they're going to be able to hold on to their spot here inside of the top 18. We talk about the teams in Group A because of what Zeus as well as T-Rex brings in there. But we also have to talk about Group D. Los Cubanos, PvP, these are big threats. Ozaki Esports, big threat. There is a massive battle going on at the very bottom here for teams looking to be in the top 18. It's going to be a slugfest. They need to do whatever it takes to be on the very top of their game here in the final 3 matches. As we open up Bermuda, this is that OG map. This is the map where everybody feels comfortable on to play. And that's going to actually be a very big problem to deal with because everybody knows those rotations. They know where the loot is. And they also know where all those hiding spots are. So if you're going to run away, they know where to find you.
Exactly. And there's one thing. I mean, most of the time when you jump into Bermuda, we often see a slow game. But now we are in the last week, the final week, and everyone would be hustling. So hot drops might be happening. Those who need early points would be going for the hot drop, and they will be targeting the ones at the bottom 6 as well. So let's see if that story unfolds right now. So Flight Path has already emerged, and the teams has already dropped in. So let's see where they land.
Let's see where they bring their fights to. Only 10 teams making it into this lobby. I wonder who we left out of the equation. 5 stars. Hop it on out. SNPT is in attendance as well. PvP on our screens. Cuba Libre. Flex out here as well. You gotta help me find who we're missing, man.
One thing, I think it's Ozark. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday they didn't play.
Oh, yeah.
Well. So, and that's just unfortunate. They were showing up in the early parts of this week, or of the 3 weeks that we have. But, well, if that is the case, then more chances for those at bottom. But Flex right now, going against 5 stars, trouble is in front of them.
I am actually very surprised. Yes, you are right. Ozark. They showed up strong initially and then kind of disappeared from the competition. And now they are close to the bottom without them playing in this fight. To be overtaken by teams like PvP, Los Cubanos, Cuba Libre is a huge possibility. I don't know if their players are still, taking an evening nap or something, but they better wake up.
Well, let's see. Speaking of waking up, Zeus Esports waking up a little bit early against SNPT and PvP as well. So the teams who are hoping to get points are being denied by Zeus Supremo 2. Sliver of Health tries to top up, but not so much. Would be in there, but on the other side, PvP, Wax 777 goes in for the hit. So this might force the team of 5-star to turn around, but they have to deal with Supremo first.
Yeah, PvP going in here for the fight, but Pablo dropping back on that revival. PvP just not close enough to punish him off of that vending machine. Circling around. What a shot, Pablo! I don't even know how that is possible. This man is insane.
I've seen a lot of players use that woodpecker, but not like that. I mean, that looks like an AC-80 shot or an AWM shot, but let's see if they'll be able to make it work. For 5-star though, Brooks will be on the ground. Pickup might happen, but Danger, well, let's see. It's Dabadu or Danger managed to do the task. He does have a Tiva, so it only has half a second for it to work. Now, 3 elimination already for 5-star. Zeus Esports still rocking it, so this is trouble indeed for Group A and D.
My goodness. The Titans are starting things off super hard. Cuba Libre, one of the squads that desperately needs the points out there. Could either upset or get upset here by Zeus. David circles around looking for that high ground. Azuka missing a big, crucial shot there in that engagement, and that's going to be bad for them. Nash trying to find a couple of tags with the cord from afar. Trick's already taken down. Azuka, a sliver of health left on him. And Pablo rotates around, and Nash does manage to step it out, but Wason, who dropped right behind, gets the deed done, picks Pablo up, and Zeus is not looking to give away free points to anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Cuba Libre will be the free points at this point. They will be the Libre points, Libre puntos in this in that engagement. But we're seeing one trying to move away, probably far, far away. Doesn't have a vehicle to work with, but have to swim to get to a vending machine. Now, T-Rex right now, a little bit too silent, but that's how deadly T-Rex is. They will be quiet, and then later on, once they go for the hunt, they will pounce.
Dior with the Valiant Dash off of that Oscar can make magic work here for 5 stars. We've seen them in those CQCs, and this man is just absolutely deadly. Rocking it with the Joseph as well as the Andrew for the extra layer of defensive advantage, as well as the capability to negate some debuffs. And whenever you get into a little bit of a pinch, it's always good to rock that Olivia as well. And that's what I noticed about the players here in FFUSC.
Yeah.
Never ever focusing their active passive skills just for one particular role on the battlefield. Almost most of their players just kind of playing that flex role with the combinations.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing. You work as a team, but in some cases, you will be left alone. So at least you can use some of those passive skills to your advantage, even without your teammates. So let's see if that is something that we might be able to find out. T-Rex in contention in the arsenal. Blocking those doors would be put in, and putting in such a great fight, but unfortunately Kappa brings him down. And there goes Tambres with 1 point. Nick 7 will be brought up, and the lightning zone would provide a little bit of trouble for them. T-Rex Bola Karn goes in for the flank, but I think he will be spotted, but the glue wall brought in by Kappa blocks that shot.
Tambres taking the fight up to T-Rex here. But you see the veteran experience of T-Rex instantly exiting that battle, saying, nope, you are not going to get a full-on engagement with us just yet. And that lightning zone just keeping them at bay. Brilliantly played, and Tambres as well, making the exit from that weapons arsenal just to make sure they do not get hunted down. Whoever that was that they went up against, clearly they understood if they're capable of smoothly exiting, they're also capable of smoothly eliminating.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Now, that's a revive for T-Rex, one player who has been eliminated. But for Flex right now, Mui, if I'm mistaken, was the one who was swimming away. I can't remember where they dropped, but did manage to find Rimnam Village, so they can go in for the vending machine, the near vending machine, which is Clock Tower or either Hangar. But the deed has been done to revive one player with that revive platform, and no contention has happened. But speaking of contention, 5-star right now was contended earlier in drop spot, and it is Supreme now, or SNPT from Supreme from SNPT that will be chased. But I'm loving this move from SNPT because they force 5-star against PvP, and he will just be going away.
5 stars is looking absolutely brilliant right now, but PvP needs to pay their way through this one. Because 5 stars not looking like they want to give this one up easy. Wax 777 though will get the knock. DR can't get the job done just yet. And the Mag 7 almost turned things around. DR preventing Shadow from doing anything crazy. Now the defense kind of topped up right here. Glue UAV thrown out towards that glue wall, keeping the defenses active a little bit longer as DR finds that recovery. Valiant dash. He's just waiting for the timing here. The moment he can use his active skill, maybe there might be a possibility of survival. 5 more glue walls to go. DR pulls up yet another Riptide Rhythm, breaking down his defenses. DR, 2 more glue walls left. And with the M590, drops him, gets the elimination. 2 more players on for the access. Glue walls are there. DR again brings the heat to this fight. Single-handedly mowing down the PvP players who dared knock down his glue walls.
And that's one thing. I mean, it was a little bit questionable right there why he puts up a glue wall, put himself in the corner, and then brings a glue UAV. I guess the plan is to give time for the other player to go for a revive, but doesn't have enough coins to play with, and now they are on a 2v1 against PvP, and PvP might be taken out, but no. They're still alive and kicking, and here comes Eeyore, not only clutching the game, but also going for the full revive.
He is him. 5 stars, Dior. What a play. What a player. This was that spot. Went back to loot up his opponents as well. Because obviously, he got drained of those glue walls. Had quite a number on him. Had to use up a ton of his coins as well to bring his team members back in. And now Dior is left starved here. He needs more coins, needs more glue walls. Popped right back up before he can continue some of these fights. And PvP finding the recovery on those revivals as well. What a brilliant engagement between the two squads. And both of them walking away with battle scars, but recovery is still very much possible so that they can play the final circle.
All right, a little fun fact right now. So Dior, if I'm not mistaken, is gold or golden in French. And you know what the first line of the song Golden is? I was a ghost, I was alone. And that is what Dior just showed us.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah,
He
man.
was a ghost in there. He was alone in there. Still managed to go for the clutch.
I just saw an SNPT player with 3,800 coins or 4,800 coins on him. I wonder what is he doing with so many Free Fire coins in his pocket. Trying to buy the vending machine itself.
And that's one thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can spot all those coins in the map. But you know what they don't spot is those pile of coins that is just laying around on the ground. So probably that's just the target of the team. And their survivability, even before they go in for a revive, the survivability of the team is just on point, wherein they can spend so much time in hunting, not opponents, not elimination, but those coins. So I'm really loving how it is. And SNPT might just be pulling our leg, but Pirate 7, not only a leg will be pulled, they will be pulling their bodies out onto the next lobby.
Chiquillo Mio looking for that survival, just denied. And Tambra is just picking up bodies on the way in. Flex eliminated in 7th as well. But 5 stars though. Dabadoo pressured. 1 player down. And it looks like gonna catch up with that action in a little bit because PvP is stuck in a little bit of a pickle as well as they come across T-Rex.
Let's see, Darius. Shots not taken, especially with Winchester. All they're waiting for is Bullock Harn. So great patience, great trigger discipline from T-Rex right now. And, well, despite of how huge Peak is, or the mansion in Peak, they will be able to go in for a hunt. But, speaking of hunt, it is 5 star who was hunted. Before going down, they managed to rack up 13 points.
T-Rex looking for El Gang. My goodness, Darius. Nasty on the nades. M79 supplying the lethals that will pull in the extra point. But T-Rex not looking as lethal as usual. Will they give us a delight of a gameplay here? to witness massive points as yet another team steps on up to the top. It's Los Cubanos. Cubanito did not know what stepped up here. He does manage to get the M590. Knockdowns and assassin out of nowhere. But player JK with that pickup, SNPT now showing up. They have to aggress. They have to take this opportunity to annihilate T-Rex.
Unfortunately, T-Rex was forced to jump in and now has fallen to their knees. Let's see if Volakarn will be able to recover as well as player JK. But no question, I mean, the two players left are two of the best players from the team. They have vending machine on them, so full revive would be happening on Darius as well as put in. But SNPT is not done just yet. They jump out, moved away. Questionable because they do have that advantage.
No doubt. Advantage for sure. SNPT now bringing the heat to PvP. Eliminating heat from the equation. 4 more squads left on in here. And SNPT, one of them. We talked about how it's going to be crucial for them to farm these points, to stay in the top 18. And they're doing exactly that. PvP, not even in the top 18 so far. Hustling their way through. Not a lot on those placement points just yet. They need to hang on. They've got one more survivor. And thankfully, the attention now has been taken away by SNPT. T-Rex going in for the annihilation.
Oh, let's see now. Supreme 2 right now managed to pull away from where T-Rex was stepping in. And that distraction is just helping SNPT to live a little bit more. Now, there goes the shots onto Darius. Eliminated. They will need to go double back onto the vending machine. But it would be tough right now because the blue will start to hurt on the 5th, going to the 6th. But Volakarn on the ground, eliminated. And Supreme going in. Supreme 2 for a revive once again.
I mean, pulling in a Supreme revive at this point of time is just brilliant. Because you've got a majority of the action focused here in the covered compound. Out of the open grounds, SNPT takes a easy landing. But do they have what it takes to come back in here on those revival weapons and then rip this away from their opponents? SNPT, 3 survivors left. They might have just been able to do this. Oh no, okay. Up against Umbris, full squad. 15 eliminations. On fire, Kappa. Initial headshot, finding the connection. Not taking a breather at all. Thambris going in for the finisher. And that gets the job done with the Tatsuya Valiant dash. Not even needed in that equation to break down all of those defenses. They just needed their firepower and supreme execution of that flank. Thambris walks away with yet another booyah in the competition.
Yeah, the 4th booyah from Thambris right here. And, well, it's acceptable for SNPT to be, I would say, to be taken out from that engagement. Couldn't even put up a fight because there's not so much of weapon or armors that is on them. But survivability from the team was just, I don't know, amazing or crazy. But let's not take it away from our MVP right here. We have Kappa. Well, he's cool. And he is chill right here. With that time turner, he can stay cool. And with the forward Tiva as well as Joseph, I guess the priority for the team like Tamparis is for the refi because he is like fortifying his armor as well as himself for the battle, but he also wants to go for the support.
9 eliminations is massive. And I do agree with you. He definitely wants to head on in there for the support. Has got the Tiva and the Time Turner combination that we did see executed perfectly. He has the Joseph as well as the Ford. Ford to just top up a little bit of health once he starts taking the damage, and Joseph to negate any bit of disadvantage that is thrown towards him. Very capable on the shots off of the Winchester, finding those connections. And it's not really a very aggressive active-passive skill combination. Very much more focused on the defense. So all the eliminations that he pulled out there was just pure mechanical skills and smart gun selection.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm really loving this fight. Again, I have a lot of questions about SNPT. I'm not expecting this from SNPT. I guess the fight that we saw in them, and also the move from one of the players, I think it was Supreme too, to pull away from T-Rex. Not a lot of teams can pull that off. And SNPT was just, I don't know, they're pulling our leg right now, just going for survivability, making it with only a few elimination, just going to placement. And like, I won't be surprised anymore if they bring a different version of themselves once they step into knockout stage, because they are getting there slowly with the points that they're gathering.
Oh man, SNPT picking up some decent points here. A total of 18 for themselves. Gold Esports can't do anything about this at all. They're not playing at this point of time. They've already played out all of their matches, so they can only sit and watch as SNPT overtakes them in the fight, catching up with teams like Anexados as well as E7 Empire. And this is just pretty much guaranteeing themselves a top 18 spot, right? They're well in the top 18 already, but you never want to take chances. PvP, though, pulling a decent 11 to their side, creeping into the top 18 is a move they're definitely going to be pulling off of this game. But what I did not expect was a early exit off of Zeus Esports, although I'm quite glad that happened.
Well, that's one thing. I mean, if Zeus Esports will be eliminated early, that would make it more easier for the other teams to catch up in points. And I guess they want to that to happen as well. Because if you're a top dog and it's only the best that you have, it reduces your chance of getting that championship. So you want to add a little bit more of those at the bottom to be added in the mix, struggling, but still making it, and then it becomes a target later on.
Basically keeping them alive so that you can have a meal later.
Yeah.
How sweet.
Devious.
They have this plan 10 steps ahead. Obviously, it's going to be a tough one. And this also puts us in a situation where we see Ozaki Sports slowly but surely being pushed towards the bottom, not showing up for their play day. And I think this is the second time they're doing this. I don't know if this team got a little overconfident or something, massive has happened to them and they can't really participate in these fights. I think it's a big miss because Ozaki Sports, they were doing phenomenally well when we first saw them.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess if I recall correctly, it's TTK who was not able to make it in this game as well. So it's such unfortunate. Though I do agree it is tough. But the experience that they are getting right here, this is one thing that is important. If you bring that experience onto the next season or probably in your ranked games and just build that prestige, then you will be able to get even more once the next season happens. But I don't know. It's a matter of principle versus a matter of pride. And I guess it comes in with pride that they don't want to lose even more. They want to keep their heads high. Just saying that they put up a fight, but unfortunately they quit early.
Yeah, and if you quit early, no comments, but I wouldn't allow my team to do that because you got to take every single opportunity that you can claim out there to head on into a competition like this, to really see where you stand and to really see if or not this is the path that you want to continue exploring. It looks like TTK has pulled the plug a little early, which I'm not too fond of. But at least I hope to see them in the future competitions. I hope to see teams like Pirate 7, Chicago team, constantly jumping on in there, putting in the hustle, because we have seen many teams lose and take a beating in the past, but they are titans right now. But it took years to go from, being the underdogs to the titans of the competition. This is something that can definitely happen for anybody out there as long as the right actions are taken and the right amount of discipline is shown out there in order to reach to the top, right? You can't give up a little bit too early. Even some of the top dogs are not giving up on their play for these Booyahs. Look at Tabriz Esports. They know that they are already going to qualify. They have got no issues whatsoever. But they also know that, are we championship quality? Maybe not. So we're going to try our very best to take every single opportunity as if it's the grand finals and go all out. And that's exactly what brought them such a great game this round.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm really looking forward to more from Tambris Esports. There's a lot of hopes from them getting the Booyah. Yes, they are failing at some point. I mean, top 3 is very far compared to the others from top dogs, but that evolution, that change, minor adjustment, major result. That is what we want to see coming from this team like Tambris, like SNPT, and even more from Red Eagles that we witnessed earlier. So that is the fight that we want to witness for the other teams. And PvP might put up that fight because they're very close. They did even step into the ring against T-Rex, but it's just unfortunate that not only T-Rex is a full squad, but there's also other teams in that peak area. But in Solara, it's a different story. The flight path would be coming in from Aquarium to the hub, and there's plenty of escape route that they can take, especially with the slide rails.
Do we get to see another triple drop in the high tier loot zone once again? 9 teams is all we have this time round. It looks like we have unfortunately dropped yet another squad. And oh my, it looks like we do get a little bit of a heated action in here on that high tier loot zone. Cuba Libre and SNPT dropping in. T-Rex looking maybe for a late rotation into the high tier loot zone alongside 5 stars. This could go south very quickly for SNPT and Cuba Libre.
Well, let's see. On Archway, we are seeing SNPT going against Cuba Libre, and first one to go down would be SNPT. But that doesn't phase them at all unless the full squad has been taken out. And as you can see in the minimap, one of the players is going in for the slide rails, probably for those coins as well. Once they move in on the next phase or next part, they will be able to go in for rebuy. But Nash would be taken down. Nashida right now trying to go for the backup, but Azúcar will be the ones on the ground. SNPT once again. I think my fury is like it's coming true right now because we don't expect this from SNPT. They don't put up a fight right here, and they don't even know that this is Cuba Libre. So yeah. I'm loving this version of SNPT.
Absolutely, man. SNPT, again, already comfortable in the top 18, actually looking for the top 12 right now with the way they are running the game here. Cuba Libre, on the other hand, currently sitting in the bottom 6. And it looks like they're going to stay there until the final opportunity, the 18th game. And if they don't pull a massive one off, we can say goodbye to them as we make our way towards that next stage. Zeus losing was on, but Pablo able to turn things around, making sure the squad does not get annihilated. Will be able to frag right back. Snow 47. Beautiful exit, but Pablo on the hunt. VSK, can he get it? Snow is in a ton of trouble.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if the angles align with covers has been taken out, he will be going down. Great glue wall by Pablo. Jumps in, P90, and the timing. And they're not expected by Snow. Snow right there.
Snow's like, wait a minute, you can stop? Wait, you can go reverse? Yes, I can.
You can pull a glue wall?
Brilliantly played. You just see the different levels of these players out here as they engage with each other. Such brilliance. Kulata. Oh, this is a big fight, though. Zeus up against Tambris this time around, right, Tex? We'll be able to catch them at the right time here. As Pablo makes his way back in. Great play from the side of Zeus. Just buying a little bit of time so that Pablo can play the flanking position right behind the squad of Tambris. And they all go in for the attack at the very same time. Lightning Zone pulled out as well. The Bolt Maker doing its thing.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, great jump from Drytex with a UMP in hand to put a little bit of damage onto Pablo. But is that enough? The rest of the teams right now, there goes Kappa. Triggering that, I believe that was an 8-1-2-4, and Pablo goes down already, so they can focus a little bit more on those on the ground from Zeus, but unfortunately, some of the players from Tambris are being brought down to their knees. So 2 players remain right here, or make that 1 player remain, and QK Lover will be able to pull away from that engagement. Kappa, after healing up, goes for the shot. And
That should be it.
unfortunately, he's the only one remaining.
See you later, Tambres. Beautifully executed here by Zeus. Initially, Tambres pulling out the lightning zone, and that forced Zeus to slow down their steps, and that's the only reason why that fight got dragged out. And the moment the lightning zone disappeared, the boys on the side of Zeus just hopping on out of those defenses, dropping the cover above their heads, going in for those engagements, and making sure they made easy work off of that fight. Unbelievable what Zeus can do to such a supreme squad like Tambris.
Yeah. Well, definitely that is signature from Zeus right here. But let's see. For Los Cubanos, here comes a Roger shots, but it doesn't face T-Rex. And in Glual, as they step in, even those SMGs doesn't work that well. Now, Assassin right here, well, a little bit delayed on his getaway mission, but he is just being a distraction right now just to let the rest of the team to move away. Now, Assassin is down already, revive has happened, and T-Rex will get their second elimination.
Instantly played. Fantastically done. Revives are extremely important, especially when the communication is strong. They will have zero lags between the eliminations and being brought right back in. They play already on standby at the vending machine with enough coins to give the player a little bit of a rebirth on this map. Eco Drain rotation for T-Rex. 2 eliminations in hand so far. Not really a big problem as we approach the 6-minute mark. A much slower lobby since we started off with 3 teams less.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's plenty of space, plenty of places to cover right now, and quite surprisingly, that the teams are like, despite of the number of teams that we have here, there's still a lot of hot engagement that is happening in the early parts of this game. So let's see if that continues. Speaking of continue, 5-star right now, continue to rock it. Dior will be knocked down. Dabadoo will be taken down. And then it's coming from PvP. And you can feel the heat from Heat. Now, Brooks right here, after being pushed, managed to fight back. And the Dior will be picked up. There goes Heat on the ground. PvP left with only 1 player, I believe. Or 2 players, Shadow and Wax. And Lightning Zone just stopping the team from moving any further.
Well played there by Brew. Picking Dior up. We know what sort of a clutch player this man is. And this next circle is going to force a massive rotation for the side of 5 stars. PvP already on their way in from the side of Delta Isle towards this TV tower. But they have to really be careful about the pathway that they take for this rotation, because TV tower is a tad bit crowded at this point of time. I don't think you want this drama.
Oh, let's see if they will be wanting this drama.
Oh my.
TV tower has been avoided, but SNPD went for a different team. Supremo 2 Woodpecker takes down Colada, but he risked his life as well. So no revive or no pickup will be happening right here. Supreme 2 tries. Now is healing up. Tagged with that Dreki, and they know exactly where he is. Wasson, Charge Buster, busting his chance of reviving himself. Now, let's see if this is a chance. This is a team that SNPT can do once again. Go for a full revive. But as we look into the board or in the sidebar, they are second with 5 elimination. Following them is PvP. So this chase to the bottom is continuing.
10 eliminations strong here for Zeus Esports, who currently sits down at the very top of the leaderboard. Nothing much for them to worry. PvP has a lot to worry about. Los Cubanos definitely has a lot to worry about. Cuba Libre, well, they're not alive to worry about anything for the time being. So even if they worry, they can't change anything. So they'll have to wait for the final opportunity. Thankfully, there is 1 more game to go before we bring this group stage to a close and tally up the points to see who has qualified into the knockout stage.
I mean, SNPT, what an amazing run that they are doing right now. Showing us, I don't know, I'm loving this movement, but it's more of the story. that they are controlling and not what we are writing. And I'm a little bit doubtful on how that's going to work later on, but 6 elimination at this point with less players and less team, and those who are not part of this is not even the top dogs. So those who are not included here is the ones who could have added to the points of SNPT, but no. They are still racking those points, going for survivability, and going against them is Zeus Esports. Look at Supreme too, still alive and kicking, managed to pull away, goes in for his ride rail, and pull out a glue wall. He's still alive, but not for long. David 444, the guy who didn't step into the slide rail, is the only one who made that shot work.
GG, man. Try to bait the guy in. Now Wax 777 scoring a hit onto Pablo. Zeus Esports tickled by PvP. PvP doesn't know who they're shooting at. If they did, I think they would have run off towards the other end of the battlefield already. Not saying that they are scared to take a fight, but I think anybody would back away from Zeus Esports if they are in desperate need of points. The last thing you need is to pick on a Titan and like Los Cubanos get put out early.
Well, Los Cubanos very close to be taken out. Oh my goodness, Colada. A little bit too aggressive, but it's a good thing that David 444 is there. Now the battle in 1v1 revive first by Shadow. PvP is still alive, and valiant effort. The sacrifices will be worth it, as not only has they put a number against Zeus, but also managed to bring back the rest of the team.
5 more squads left in here as Flex gets eliminated in 6th. This is definitely a challenge. Solara, like you mentioned, has got a number of compounds to play around with. And when you've got just a few squads, that means a lot of silence, a lot of room for rotations, and a lot of tactical setups here as well before that final circle comes into play. SNPT versus 5 stars though. 5 stars looking hungry. Hasn't been able to have a feast just yet. But Supremo, SNPT, they're a different kind of beast this time round. And DR just showing him exactly who the jump shot master is. A sliver of health left on him. Valiant dash. But the Oscar will not let him dismantle his opponents. Dabadoo from up top. VSK. Shot after shot. No Riptide rhythm on his side. Already used up already. Waiting for that cooldown to expire. And SNPT will play that recovery, focusing on the pickup of their team members first before they take the final player of 5 stars out.
I guess they are showing up right now. This is the true SNPT. Going against 5 stars, a little bit too aggressive on that rush from the slide rails. And then when they get into the ground, even the glue walls couldn't stop those shots. Now, the target would be PvP. PvP, who is chasing for that 18th spot. But Heat is into the heated battle, not suspecting that there is a lot of players from SNPT. There goes the Cryo Mine. Launch pad, but still unable to make it. And Supremo, too, makes 11 points through for the team.
If SNPT actually walks away with this booyah, I will be very impressed, because they're definitely not the strongest one in this lobby. They're going up against 2 squads who are literally right at the top, dominating everybody else. And Pablo getting that revenge after SNPT did take 1 player out of the equation from their side. So 3v3 here between SNPT and Zeus. T-Rex, on the other hand, just chilling like a villain, waiting for the opportunity to strike.
Yeah, I mean, they want to get their 9th booyah. And the only chance for that to happen is if the numbers are reduced. They don't even care about the elimination anymore because they have put so much already. Well, not so much compared to Zeus, but Zeus, well, I guess they really are out here to get blood. Supremo, though, flying in, coming from a revive. Not quite sure where that came from, but managed to go and been picked up. Lightning Bolt has been thrown, and Lightning Zone is now reigning in against not only Supreme, but also on to Zeus.
Who's the culprit? Darius! M79 gets the first knock. No follow-up just yet. Elimination comes through. SNPT. Again, 3 survivors on their side, just making sure they stay far away from T-Rex as well as Zeus. Hoping and praying that Zeus will end up connecting their shots with T-Rex instead so that they can play the survivability. But player JK finds Supreme with the VSK. Yet another one goes down. And player JK with the FGL of all weapons. My goodness me.
Talk about silent. I mean, you don't even have to point and shoot. Well, you have to point and shoot, but not that accurate. All you have to do is target that glue wall, and they will be out. Now, the tenacity of Zeus is being avoided, hampered by T-Rex right now. And this is T-Rex just grabbing the booyah, showing us what we are expecting on that champion rush. This is their 9th booyah of the group stage, and I don't think they will be slowing down.
9th booyah of the group stage is massive versus Zeus Esports, who only have 3. But mind you guys, I have already said this time and time again, Zeus Esports, they look a little bit more threatening because even without those 9 booyahs, they are still keeping up the pressure on everybody else when it comes to the placement points. They are a high-fragging, high-scoring squad. In the grand finals, it is going to be absolutely explosive as these 2 titans look to take the title away from each other. But T-Rex Esports obviously looking to be that reigning defending champion that keeps the championship with them. Darius, the MVP, 5 eliminations, 3,048 on the damage, 2 assists, rocking that A1 to 4, heading into the thrill of the battle with the Alvaro as well, brought massive damage to the heads of all of their opponents with those nades.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the split blitz coming from grenades, and no surprise, he is using that M79 as well in most instances, other than the Winchester. So, and even with that, once you law those nades or pull up that thrill battle, that Moko activated just marks them. And Darius would be that eyes of the team, not even the snipers, but it's more of a rusher that has quick visibility once damage has been dealt with. So I'm loving this combination for Darius right here from T-Rex. 5 elimination, 3,048 on damage, 1 headshot, and 2 assists. This kid might be the wonder kid of FFUSC right here, but I want to see more what the rest of the teams has brought in terms of active skill as well as elimination.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, every time we go on out there, we try to see exactly what is the winning formula for some of these teams. And I have to say, the teams that do walk in here with a Susie clearly have got the meta in the bag, right? Especially when they bring in the capability of having a Moko on their side as well, marking up their opponents, and the marked enemies have a slightly higher bounty value. And in a meta where those coins are so important, Neptune, having Susie is absolutely integral. It got them quite far. And obviously teams like T-Rex, they kind of skip no beats whatsoever when it comes to the looting progress, right? You see, even in the final circle, after they have hit tons of vending machines, they're still super rich.
Definitely. And well, this is something that they are prepared for just in case one of the players has been taken out. And there you have it. T-Rex once again. Well, first for today, but 3 on the board between these group of A and D. And I won't be surprised if they grab that next era because they have done it from the previous season and they might be doing it once again, stepping into the knockout stage with a little bit of threat in terms of how well they can play this round. But be around, there goes elimination. Not so much though, but enough to take that #1 spot. Oh no, not enough to take #1 spot. #1 spot in terms of total points will still be going to Zeus Esports.
Yeah, okay, all right, interesting. Got me slightly confused there with the numbers. And yes, you are right. #1 spot to Zeus Esports, all thanks to the eliminations, taking a 27. T-Rex, on the other hand, only managing to collect 25, although they did manage to walk away with the booyah. Only 13 eliminations, 5 less than Zeus. So, challenged a tad bit there, for sure. But the two Titans showing us that they have not taken their foot off the gas pedal just yet. Even if teams are looking for the top 18, the creme de la creme squads still looking to be at the very top of the top 18.
Yeah, I mean, the top dogs are making sure that the ones who are chasing are strong enough. I would say, you know how it is? Like, they want to give them that practice, to give them a good fight once they step into the next stage, which is the knockout stage. So, who is in contention? Well, I believe it's Copa Libre who is still outside on the bottom 6. So let's see if they can bring the numbers now as we are on to our last game for today. And, well, let's see if this flight path, though, can give them the numbers in Nextera.
Oh, this is the Intellect Center Showdown. High tier loot zone, dragging in the numbers. Cuba Libre, PvP, SNPT. Things are about to get dicey. Even Tambri is dropping. My goodness me, Neptune. Chaos is about to ensue.
Well, let's see. That's chaos with a K, I would say. And, well, let's see. David already gunning for Supreme. And it is Tambres right now who goes for a quick pickup after dealing with PvP. So it's battle from both sides of just Intellect Center. And this just shows how huge the area is. But also, probably what pulled them in is this high tier loot zone. So plenty of loots for everyone to share and plenty of points for everyone to grab.
Nash getting the deed done for Cuba Libre here. How many more points does Cuba Libre need? A lot. In order to find that qualification into the top 18. Tambris, on the other hand, coming across PvP, who are putting them in their place. And that is the boon of the high tier loot zone. You get some high tier loot. You get to fight a good fight. But Zeus wants to drop by to say hello to everyone. How is everybody doing? Would you like a lightning strike?
Definitely, that is how they say hello right there. But for Cuba Libre, 2 points already. They really need a lot of points because if I'm saying my calculation is right, they need 19 points. Is that possible for a team like Cuba Libre in this? If they don't get that points, they might be out for contention. So let's see if that 2 point would be the beginning. But Zeus, with a lighting zone, has a chase, hearing all those gunshots, don't want to be left out. So I guess they will be going for the hunt, but Kappa right here tries to heals up. Only has M590 as well as SKS, and might not be able to survive that fight.
Cuba Libre, like you said, needs 19 points to replace Ozark Esports in the 18th spot. Can you imagine if Ozark actually qualifies without even playing 2 days? That would be very painful for some of these teams who are desperately trying to play some points out there. Cuba Libre, though, losing 2 players on their side. 3 eliminations in hand so far. Great glue wall, but 5 stars will overwhelm with the numbers. Nashito down. That makes it 1 more. Oh, actually, he managed to bring a revival. Brilliant play out of the player here. And Cuba Libre hanging on for their D lives.
Yeah, definitely. El Nashito is just a distraction to leave the rest of the team to go for a revive. But they need to go far, but I don't think they will be able to go that far. Now, T-Rex, Darius spots a few players, 1 player from SNPT Supremo 2. And on the other side, Trix Who brings back Nashito. So, if I'm mistaken, Cuba Libre is back with all 4 players in the board. And it's only SNPT that is missing 3 right here. But the number on one of the players, Cuba Libre, still close, but not enough coins, I believe, to get that revive.
A little unfortunate. The lack of coins is keeping him from bringing back the full-on firepower of the squad. But Cuba Libre needs to hang on somehow. 10 eliminations minimum second spot minimum if they only have 10 eliminations to find the qualifier. And they're not even fighting any other team that's playing in here to get qualified into the top 18. They're going up against Ozaki Esports, who's not even in the lobby. They're supposed to be playing. They haven't played at all. So it's their game to lose now.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely their game to lose right now. But, well, the battle continues. Zeus, as well as Stambrace, SNPT, eliminated early. Yes, that's what happened when you risk it that much, but they've already done so much from the early game. Now, Pablo, shot, miss Kappa. A little bit too late in that ADS, but Watson right now might be able to spot on players from PvP, a couple that is in Rushdown. Now, reminds me of a little bit of a Clash Squad, but the only difference is there's no limitation on where you can go.
None at all. What's on? Just missing that opportunity as Shadow quickly scurries away. Baiting was on in. Blue wall set up.
Nice.
What a fantastic bait. Son caught off guard. X777 not showing up until the very final moment, and that gives them an extra elimination.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Shadow already with a clutch, with 1v2 clutch earlier. And that is something smart that he can do, even especially with a backup. But speaking of backup, we have Puddin backing up Bullock Karn. Seems like they are that strong that they could be taken out. Even HP will not be that much. David, 444! The plan didn't work from the Shadows against the two players right here. And PvP, let's see if they will still continue their reign. Only one player in this game, but Nash spotted by Pablo with BSK. Goes for a 180, follows up by Colada. And, well, Nash, Cuba Libre will be losing one player.
16 eliminations strong. Zeus not pulling any stops at all. Looking for yet another booyah for their side. Obviously not going to be able to catch up with T-Rex with the number of record-shattering booyahs that they've got here in the group stage. But they will try. Out of 18 games, T-Rex has a possibility of walking away with the 9 booyahs. But of course, in this game, they're still alive and kicking. They could just make it 10 out of 18, which would be ridiculous, man, as 5 stars are eliminated now.
Yeah, definitely. Now, let's see. 5 stars out. Zeus right now on a roll to increase their numbers even further. I'm not sure what the target is. I guess the goal would be to get to 400. And if this is how they run right now, how far are they? Like, if my calculation brings me to 374. If that is correct, they only need 26 points. And with the numbers that they have, 20, I believe, close to 20. Yeah, they're close.
It just takes a different kind of monster to play their own little lobby here. Race for 400. Nobody else is competing with them. Okay, they're competing with themselves at this point of time. It's trying to get up to 400. Why? Just for fun.
Just
we're already dominating the lobby, so why not should be the question, they say. Cuba Libre, like you said, 19 points needed. If Tambris gets the job done here, it could end early for Cuba Libre. But oh my lord, I was just about to say, not many players on the side of Tambris close enough to get the job done. But the spray downs from afar, Drytex finding the combination as well, and this has given the confidence for the side of Tambris to go in for the attack. But Cuba Libre close enough to the vending machine. Azukar down, but Nashito spending those coins to bring his buddies back.
Yeah, only one has been brought back, and they pull away from the blue. Now, this is risky, though, because that is second going to the third, and Nashito will need to tank that all along. Now, we have Tambris spending a few more, making sure that no one will be getting that coins in case they will be taken down. And Zeus, only 4 points to get into the 400, and it doesn't even count the placement. So, again, the raise to 400 is being done slowly, damaging the chances of the other teams to catch up to the top 18. But Los Cubanos will be taken out, and that is the 23rd elimination from Zeus.
Well, 23rd plus 4 placement points. They technically have hit 400 already. GG. My goodness me. What a play. Andres, on the other hand, the hunt for Cuba Libre does not end. They're just farming these points at this point of time for no particular reason, just for fun. Once again, this is the group stage. Everybody looking for the qualifier into the knockout stage. They'll have to play 18 games to survive there. Cuba Libre is looking for some sort of an opportunity, hanging on for their dear lives through Nash.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, though, for Cuba Libre. And as you can see, so Azucar will be revived, going in onto the boxing gym, or near boxing gym, but the blue will be closing in as well. And I just saw T-Rex, and also remind me on how close they are to getting their 10th Booyah. So if this is the plan of the teams, the top 2 teams, like Zeus for 400, and then T-Rex for 10 Booyahs, that might be achieved right here. But for Flex, the only target is to enjoy the game, put a fight, and they are putting out that fight. Unfortunately, Snow, after that clutch that we've seen, or Snow after that pull away that we've seen earlier from this team, seems like they will be taken down by the Hunters, which is T-Rex.
There he is. Looking for the sharp shots. Will find Snow. Brilliantly sprayed down. And another opponent on the side of Flex already inside the circle. And T-Rex not taking their eyes off of them at all. But identifying that a little rotation is most definitely needed to set themselves up for the next circle play. Ooh. Next zone about to be revealed as Bolacan gets a elimination as he tries to walk away from this battle up against Flex, and a double revival courtesy of Mway keeps the squad in here.
Yeah, I mean, Nolan might be trapped, but at least the rest of the teams are back in play. Now, T-Rex putting so much of pressure onto Nolan, but not really phase on where next phase of circle will be going. And that is because of Darius already is on point. And there goes Shadow, the clutch kid from PvP being eliminated, taking them out. We are left with only a few more teams and a lot of stragglers to boot.
14 eliminations strong. T-Rex going in for Booyah number 10. 10 out of 18 games played is beyond ridiculous. And this is the exact same quality that got T-Rex the championship the last time we were in this competition. They are your reigning defending champs. Fason down on the ground. Zeus, what a massive game they've got this time round. They put Cuba Libre down and out. Cuba Libre, who were on their way to look for 19 points, have been prevented. Those placement points could have been crucial. 10 eliminations in their hands. But I believe Cuba Libre has dropped the ball big time here. And that's what happens when you wait till these last moments, last few opportunities to start picking up points. Only when that fire is lit under your bum do you start working a little harder. Just can't be the way, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you will be uneasy, you'll be anxious, and you won't be able to do that much work compared to the top dogs that we have on the final 3. Now, I'm looking at the board right now, and with the 31 elimination that Zeus has, they are either also breaking the record of number of elimination they can put up in one game, and if they get the Booyah, the number of points, the highest number of points that a team can bring in one specific game. The record is 33 elimination and 45 in total. And if you do that in this level of the competition, in this stage of the competition, that would be a record as well. But let's see though. Unfortunately, it is T-Rex in front of them. And despite of all that effort, it might just go down the drain, but it doesn't matter. They're still part of those getting into knockout.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable connections here. Zeus tried to rotate around, but as quickly as they get dropped by Thambris, they pick their players right back up. T-Rex fighting the distraction. Thambris taking advantage. Darius now pelting them with the deep freeze. Will be able to secure the elimination onto Kulata. Zeus, a massive booyah being prevented here with the teamwork between Thambris as well as T-Rex, as T-Rex sets themselves up for booyah number 10.
Oh, yeah. Definitely booyah number 10 is achievable. If they take down the 2 players of Zeus, the only focus would be on Thambris. But Thambris is quite far, but everyone is far from the next phase of the circle. So Thambris as well as T-Rex would be moving at the same time, but it is just Zeus who will be taking their time, waiting for the best timing. But David not out of the sights of player JK just yet.
Not yet, but what a shot by JK. Pablo, I believe there's an M82B here. Player JK, even behind the glue wall, is going to be deadly. Does not manage to find the connection just yet. VSK in hand as Putin gets taken down. Great glue wall set up here by Bolakan. M590 peeks around, but a great time turner. Has the Valiant dash, rushes through the glue wall, does not find anybody at all, and Drytex turns it around with the M590, but T-Rex is still there. And Drytex capable of picking up a triple for the... Wait, Zeus picked it up?
Yes!
What?
Zeus stole it away! Pablo, the final player, in that final moment, just waited by this time, and they were the ones who took advantage.
We need a replay. We need a final shot. How? That chaos, that unbelievable chaos. Zeus Esports trying to go in there for a massive game, pressured by both T-Rex as well as Thambris, caught in the middle, pressured by the circle. One final survivor who manages to clutch the booyah out. Holy mama. And your MVP, Pablo, rocking the Skylar. And this is definitely the kind of sniper build you want to go for. Look at that damage net.
Oh yeah, 6,000 damage. And that adds up to the number of elimination that they have as well. So with this alone, they have brought themselves to 400 plus on the total points.
Yes, 400 plus for sure. You can say that again.
And the only missing factor though is an additional point, additional elimination to tie the record of 45 points. Right now, I believe they only got, 33 last time I saw Pablo in there on that final shot. But speaking of final shot, there's a replay that we can review.
Yeah, okay. So how in the world, so much of chaos back and forth, players just getting those knocks.
He was on the other
Pablo
side.
watching all of this breakdown. One final player on each side. And that was so quick. We didn't even see the elimination. And I think it was a trade back and forth. Pablo barely participated in that equation. And he walked away with the booyah. Luck is a weird thing sometimes.
Yeah. So I don't know as well if that was a lightning zone that has been triggered by Thambris, and you saw how the final player JK, I believe, final player from T-Rex was low on HP, got hit with that lightning zone, and denied of that point. If it was Pablo though who was denied of that, they could have broken, or they could have tied the record of 45 points. But 44 points, all okay, all good. Not easy to achieve, but only Zeus can do it.
To do it in a lobby where T-Rex is alive, where Thambris is alive, where 5 stars is alive, is just different level altogether.
And there's only 9 teams right here.
Yeah, man. There wasn't much to farm on. In fact, the super weak squads didn't even show up today, right? But of course, my big question is still going to be, speaking of squads that didn't show up, does Ozark Esports get to walk away with this? Missing so many play days, do they still make the qualifier, or I don't know, is there some sort of a rule set that disqualifies them from the equation and then invites Cuba Libre to take their spot instead, or Galaxy Gaming, who could be a little bit closer, right? Because these guys didn't show up at all, but the tenacity of Ozark, just with those few games that they played, still managing to hold on for their dear lives with a total of 154 points.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you invest that much of time and effort to get all those points in the early days, you would be able to at least calculate that you're safe in there, even if you don't show up that much. When I say show up, not like Ozark not show up, but not really put up so much of effort in getting those elimination, like going to rotation. Even being eliminated early is okay. So there's not so much of damage in the mentality of the team, and they can just like stroll through the next stage unfazed and then just go for a full reset.
I mean, you can say that again, man. Ozark just... they might have just been able to pull off the greatest heist that we have ever seen here into the qualifier for the next stage. I'm very curious to see how they have been able to get the deed done. You know, not massive points played on each and every single day that Ozark has shown up. And on the days where they have shown up, they have just done enough to kind of survive in the competition and then not show up for a few days of play, which has been just a total shocker for me. But to still see them, you know, surviving somewhere around in the top 18 is just wow.
Well, that's one thing as well. Just set expectation for viewers out there. No. If you're doing calculation day after day, you might have noticed a few teams missing on some points. Because there are some instances, because of the rules you did mention about a rule book, that they will be deducted a few points if in case they got away from obeying them or not disciplined enough to joining lobby in the way that is expected of them. So Ozark Esports might be facing one kind of that. So I am hoping to see that we're going to find out who get into the next phase, but that will be left for the next week, AJ.
It looks like that is going to be the case, so you guys do not find out who are the top 18, but you kind of roughly know already. We'll have to reveal it on the next broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it has been an absolute pleasure bringing the broadcast to you guys. Neptune and the Mustachio signing off for now. Make sure you do not miss the dates next week when we kick off the knockout stage. Ozark.